All right. Testing. Testing, testing. Public view, that's not good. Testing, testing. Alana, I don't think we're coming through. Testing, testing. I'll play a spot, though, see if the audio comes through.
Evanston Red Devil football is on the air. The smallest and most...
Summer's at an end, but that doesn't mean you can't start planning for next year's... If you...
How about that? Testing, testing. There we go. All right, Alana, I am testing out the audio. We are good on this end. We're good on this end with the public view. The audio is good. I'll play a quick spot here just to have something play, see if you can hear the audio.
This is sophomore outside hitter Kayla Simon, and I predict the Red Devils will slam Sheridan 37-13 under the Friday night.
I played some audio there as well. I'll play another audio bit right here.
If you love food, the Main Street Deli should be your best friend. Open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy smothered spuds like...
All right, I played some more audio as well. I'll yak on here for a couple of minutes, and then let me call you back here and see if you heard that. Thanks.
Evanston Red Devil football is on the air. The smallest and most remotely situated Class 4A high school in Wyoming boldly takes on all challengers from across the vast, windswept plains and snow-capped mountains of the ruggedly beautiful Cowboy State. Big O Tires of Evanston presents Red Devils football on KNYN FM 99.1, The Big Dog, with live streaming video online at k-9radio.com. Evanston Red Devils football, brought to you by Castle Rock Chevrolet, Old West Design, PC Innovations, Big O Tires of Evanston, Western Wyoming Community College, Old West Media, Best Western Dunmar Inn, The Legal Tender Restaurant, Uintabosse's #1 education center, and by T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Attention Evanston fans, pitchforks will rise. Let's now go live to the play-by-play voice of the Red Devils, A.P. Harold.
And a very good evening, football fans. A.P. Harold welcoming you to the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. Main Street Deli, great food for great people. Tonight, Evanston faces the Sheridan Bronx, 8 hours from the big 82930 here at Homer Scott Field. Kickoff is set for 6 o'clock, 1800 hours. The Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show continues next. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Red Devils football on KNYN 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
If you love food, the Main Street Deli should be your best friend. Open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy smothered spuds like the Henderson Street, a baked potato topped with diced chicken breast, crumbled bacon, diced tomatoes, and cheddar cheese, all topped with sour cream and diced green onions. With a selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you'll find it all from burgers to deli specialties. The Main Street Deli can also cater any size event and can custom create cupcakes. Main Street Deli, 1025 Main Street in Evanston. Great food for great people.
And welcome back to the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. We've got an exciting Class 4A gridiron fight tonight between the host Sheridan Bronx and your Evanston Red Devils. When we return, we'll set the scene for this evening's contest, courtesy of our friends at Aspen Grove Nursery. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Red Devils football on KNYN 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
Summer's at an end, but that doesn't mean you can't start planning for next year's garden. Have Aspen Grove Nursery help you. We can answer any of your winterizing questions concerning your yard and your plants. And when the snow flies this winter, Aspen Grove Nursery can help you with your snow removal. Aspen Grove Nursery. We know what grows. Call Aspen Grove Nursery today, 307-789-2775. That's 307-789-2775.
And welcome back to Homer Scott Field in Sheridan. Tonight the Red Devils visit the Sheridan Bronx. I'm A.P. Harold. Time to set the scene. And folks, let's take a look first at your Evanston Red Devils on the road tonight. We began the season with the big 21-17 win on the road against Cheyenne South. Then last week, of course, the Gillette Campbells, a.k.a. Campbell County, came in and they got us big time, hammered us 50-21. Took a commanding 41-7 lead at the half after we jumped out on them 7-0. So the Red Devils sitting at 1-1 could really use a win here on the road, where again this season we are 1-0 away from the friendly confines of K-Fackrell Stadium. This is a fine program that we're facing tonight in the Sheridan Bronx. They are 2-0 and have outscored their opponents, and I'm just a guy from Georgia but doing some quick math here, 97-13. They open the season at home here against Laramie and absolutely thrashed the Plainsmen 49-6. They went down to Casper and beat Kelly Walsh last week 48-7. So a couple of very similar scores, and they do have a tempo offense that is compares to the team we saw last week in the Gillette Campbells, and they can really push the offensive tempo. They do not huddle at all, except maybe in an extremely rare situation you'll see a hurry-up, no huddle offense. Sometimes they'll take their time at the line. It's not hurry up and snap it, but no huddle is the way that Coach Don Julian, the fine head football coach for the Sheridan Bronx, likes to go offensively. Defensively, you're going to see him go with 4 guys up front. And so that's the scene here. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening. There was a snowstorm in this part of the state yesterday, but most of that is melted. I say storm for folks in Wyoming, just a dusting, about an inch. Where I'm from, it would have been a blizzard. But it was absolutely beautiful drive coming in this morning, driving from Casper up here to Sheridan. 2-0, homestanding Sheridan Broncs. 1-1, your Road Warriors from Evanston. That is the scene. The good folks at Aspen Grove Nursery have said it. Aspen Grove Nursery, we know what grows. Kickoff is set for 6 o'clock between your young men from Evanston and the host Sheridan Broncs. Next, we're going to visit with some special guests to gather predictions for tonight's contest. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Red Devils football on KNY and 99.1 FM and live online at K-9radio.com.
Computer too slow? Can't get rid of those viruses? No problem. Hi, this is Wayne Booth, owner of PC Innovations in Evanston, letting you know if there is a problem with your personal or business computer, we have the solution. Stop by today or call us at 307-789-6674. We can handle all your computer needs from virus removals and cleanups to program installations and data transfers. Whatever you need, we have you covered. That's PC Innovations in Evanston at 789-6674. Call us today and get the service you need. 789-6674.
UNBOCE's #1 Education Center's College and Career Readiness Department can help anyone who needs to improve literacy, math, or writing skills. If you are looking to improve your education, UNBOCE's #1 Education Center's College and Career Readiness Center is for you. We offer programs and testing for basic education, family literacy, and workplace readiness. Change your life. Contact Diane White or Shannon Williams at 307-789-5742 to get started today.
Here's a question for you. How do you feel about your smile? Are there things about it you wish you could change? Maybe you can. At Bear River Dental, we want to see your smile, and our unique services can help you get the smile you've always wanted. So be happy. Your perfect smile is just around the corner. Come see us today for your free smile consultation, only at Bear River Dental.
And welcome back to the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. Earlier this week, we talked to numerous Red Devil pigskin aficionados to gather predictions for tonight's matchup versus the Sheridan Broncs.
This is sophomore outside hitter Kayla Simon, and I predict the Red Devils will slam Sheridan 37-13 under the Friday night lights.
This is senior setter Allie Barker, and I predict the Red Devils will bash the Broncos 27-10 on Friday night.
This is senior libero Michaela Callis, and I predict the Red Devils will bash the Broncos 50-21 on Friday night.
This is freshman middle hitter Megan Fisher, and mark my words, Evanston will buck the Broncs 21-10 Friday night in Sheridan.
This is freshman setter Haley Barker, and I predict Red Devils will slam Sheridan 37-13 under the Friday night lights.
This is freshman setter Nicole Bott, and I predict the Red Devils will slam Sheridan 28-9 under the Friday night lights.
This is senior right side hitter Alexis Batten, and I predict the Red Devils will have a close win to Sheridan Broncs with 28-27.
This is sophomore outside hitter Riley Berger, and I predict the Red Devils will slam Sheridan 100-0 under the Friday night lights.
This is sophomore outside hitter Julianne Tinsky, and I predict that the Red Devils will slam Sheridan 37-13 under the Friday night lights.
Well, there you have it, folks. The fans have spoken. That's the girls volleyball team on our Red Devil game day predictions. And coming up next, we'll visit with an EHS alum to check out what's been happening since graduation. That, of course, in our Where Are They Now segment, brought to you by Anna's on Main Street, where we guarantee you'll be back for more. Anna's smoothies and Mexican food are top shelf. This is the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Red Devils football on KNY and 99.1 FM and live online at K-9radio.com.
As you know, vehicles require maintenance to run properly. Brakes, differential, cooling systems, transmissions, and power steering each require fluid. Vehicles also have lots of parts: fuel lines, brakes and headlights, wipers, and more. And don't forget oil changes. For all your vehicle tune-ups and maintenance, trust the professionals at Big O Tires of Evanston.
Hey, this is Dennis down here at Big O Tires, 607 West Cheyenne Drive. Just give us a call, make an appointment, and we'd love to see you.
Big O Tires of Evanston, the team you trust.
Wrecking your car can be a real headache, not to mention the stress. Whether you've had major damage or a fender bender, we can fix it. Let us relieve the stress. We'll work directly with your insurance company and have you back up and running quickly. Plus, we guarantee our work. Stop in for an estimate today. It only takes about 10 minutes and it's free. T-Bar S Body Shop on Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, across from the cemetery. 789-2639.
And welcome back, folks, to the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. Tonight, Evanston, of course, visits Sheridan. Kickoff is set for 6 o'clock. Now time to catch up. We normally catch up with an EHS alum. This gentleman is not an EHS alum, but certainly a big part of this football program's history. Where Are They Now is brought to you by Anna's on Main Street. And after a brief timeout, we're going to visit with former Red Devils football coach Don Donnell. This is the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show on a Big O Tires of Evanston. Presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNYN 99.1 FM, and live online at K-9radio.com.
In Evanston, there's a restaurant that knows exactly what you're craving. By creating quality, homemade, authentic Mexican food, it's Anna's on Main Street. Indulge in homemade tamales, burritos, tacos, and even choose from gluten-free options. Anna's on Main Street will satisfy all your food and juice bar desires. Treat yourself to freshly made juice at the juice bar, or enjoy one of the many selections of smoothies Anna's on Main Street has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Anna's on Main Street, 927 Main Street, Evanston. We guarantee you'll be back for more.
Our guest on Where Are They Now is former Evanston head football coach Don Donnell. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yes, it's great to hear from you.
Let's start with the Don Donnell file. Where were you born and where did you graduate high school?
I was born in Corpus Christi, Texas. My dad was in the Navy at the time, but I came back to Colorado when I was real young, and that's where I grew up. I graduated from Valley High School in Gilchrist, Colorado.
Before you were the Red Devils head coach, you had a long career at Mountain View. Talk about your time at one of the other UNA County schools.
That's where we raised our family, was in Mountain View. We had a great time there, great people to work with, and great kids to work with, and we had quite a bit of success. I think we played for 6 state championships there when I was there, and we went through a string of great kids.
Don, you were only here as the Chief Red Devil for 3 seasons, but made quite the impact, leading us all the way to the state title game in 2007. Reflect on your time in the 82930 zip code.
A lot of times coaching was timing, and I stepped in at a great time. We had a great bunch of kids come through, and fortunate enough to win enough ball games to play for that state championship, which we wish we could have won that thing, but kids made quite a run to get there.
I understand you're now retired in Greeley, Colorado. What keeps you busy now that you've hung up the clipboard and the whistle?
We have a farm outside of Greeley that's rented out, but I go out there and spend quite a bit of time. I really enjoy getting back to kind of my roots a little bit. And my son coaches up in Big Piney, Wyoming, so we spend quite a bit of time up there watching football, and we even try to catch a couple of Red Devil games every year.
Our guest on Where Are They Now is former Evanston head football coach Don Donnell. With a stellar 17-11 career mark coaching the Red Devils, you proved that we can still compete despite our enrollment numbers. What is the key to a small 4A Wyoming school like Evanston competing with the big boys over in the Banana Belt part of eastern Wyoming?
The big thing that hurts you is depth. I really feel like we have just as good as kids, we just don't have as many of them. And we have a story when we were playing the Tremor our first year there. The corner got hurt, and the kid they put in was a starter on the offensive side that was probably the player of the year in the state, but he was just a one-way player. When we lost a kid in Evanston, Rocky Schuler went down our second year there. We lost Rocky as an offensive player and a defensive player. We lose 2. So the big key is staying healthy, to be honest with you.
Coach Donnell, who were some of the leaders on your 2007 state runners-up?
Well, we had a bunch of them. The finest quarterbacks ever coached was Carl Crandall. Great kid, went on to play a little bit down south, and very intelligent quarterback and very skilled quarterback. And Cody Sloger was a running back on that team that did great player of the year his junior year. Had a few injuries his senior year, but still contributed a bunch to our success. Those Sparrow kids, Jake and Josh, did a great job. Rocky Schuler, like I mentioned before, Justin Willard was on that team. We were very small up front. Derek Case was a 150-pound guard, for heaven's sakes. The that played the left guard for us, and our right tackle, Josh Sparrow, was 170 pounds. So we were undersized, but very athletic and very competitive.
Coach Janelle, I know you've mentioned you do get back to Evanston from time to time. How about a message to the 2014 Red Devil football team?
Just the best luck. I know they're very well coached. Coach Fackrell and all the guys that I worked with are still there coaching. And I know it's a very well-run program, and they play with class. It's cool. It's always fun to watch them because they're fundamentally sound and they're a classy bunch of kids. So we're looking forward to watching them this year. Good luck to them.
On behalf of Red Devil Nation, I know everybody wishes you the best. That's former Red Devil football head coach Don Donnell, the last man to lead Evanston to the state title game. Coach, thanks for your time.
You bet. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Main Street Deli pregame show. Thanks so much to former Red Devils gridiron head coach Don Donnell for joining us this week for our Where Are They Now segment, brought to you by the good people at Anna's on Main Street, where when it comes to authentic, and I mean authentic Mexican food and fresh smoothies, we guarantee you'll be back for more. Next, we're going to visit with the chief executives for tonight's two teams on the NGL Connections Pat Fackrell pregame coaches show right here on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNY 99.1 FM, and live online at K-9radio.com.
The vehicle parts you need when you need them at the newly expanded parts department at Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. Genuine GM and aftermarket parts. Parts for all vehicles, from ranch hand grill guards to running boards, from alternators to transmissions. If Castle Rock doesn't have it now, it'll be here by tomorrow. And Castle Rock offers free delivery within 50 miles.
We're Castle Rock.
If you want, we can install most accessories within 24 hours. CastleRockChevy.com.
K-9radio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's most visited website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. K-9radio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what K-9radio.com has for you.
And welcome to the Pat Fackrell pregame coaches show, brought to you by NGL Connections. At NGL Connections, we're ready when you are. Earlier today, I sat down with Sheridan head coach Don Julian to get his thoughts on tonight's matchup, and then caught up with the Red Devils' Pat Fackrell to discuss our long trek just south of Big Sky Country. Those interviews next after this word from NGL Connections on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNY 99.1 FM, and live online at K-9radio.com.
Hi, this is Jason from NGL Connection. You're aware that we provide amazing internet service, but we also offer computer repair and sales. We service business and residential computers, and we even offer flat rates on most repairs. Stop by and let us fix your computer. No appointment necessary. Stop by at 933 Main Street in Evanston. Walk-ins are welcome. Locally owned and operated. NGL Connection. We're ready when you are.
Our guest pregame is the fine head coach of the Sheridan Bronx, Don Julian. Coach, thanks for your time.
You betcha.
Let's start with the Don Julian file. Where were you born? Where'd you go to high school? And where'd you go to college?
Well, I was actually born down at Laramie. My folks were going to college at UW, but I'm a Kemmer boy, close to Evanston there. Raised on a sheep ranch over in Kemmer and grew up over there. Went to college at the University of Wyoming, and then I've coached and taught in the state ever since.
What led you into the fast-paced world of coaching football?
Well, I always loved the sport, and going into education, I wanted to coach football and wrestling. Early in my career, I coached both of those at Riverton High School, and then got an opportunity to coach football at the University of Wyoming with Vic Koenig and Joe Glenn. Took that opportunity and enjoyed that, and then had an opportunity to become an AD as well as a football coach at Sheridan, and so I took that opportunity, and this is my 8th season here.
Give us the historical backdrop on Sheridan Bronx football.
Sheridan has a very strong football tradition, 23 state championships, which is one of the tops in the state, and has had some really good stretches in their history where they've been very, very tough. Some down stretches also, of course, but it's a proud tradition, and the community really embraces football up here.
We're chatting pregame with Don Julian, head coach of the Sheridan Bronx. What will constitute a successful 2014 season for your kids?
We go into the season, our main goal coming in each year is to try to finish in the top 2 in the regular season. season. We always like that as a goal because a top 2 seed puts you at home all the way to the state championship, and I think that's a real key in increasing your chances of getting to Laramie is to have that home seed for the playoffs. So we don't talk about a state championship that much. We talk about finishing as a top 2, and then when we get that secured, then we talk about being state champions.
Coach, discuss your junior signal caller, Blake Godwin.
Blake doesn't have a lot of varsity experience. He broke a collarbone last year and early in the season on a JV game, and so he sat out most of his sophomore season. He's just really got 2 starts under his belt as a varsity caller, and so far we've been very pleased, and he's got a great future for us. He's intelligent and makes pretty good reads, and he's learning the system very well and has a real presence out there.
You run an up-tempo offense similar to that which our previous opponent Gillette features. Discuss how high school offenses have become more complex over the past quarter century.
We've been going no huddle since about 2008, and I really like it a lot. I think it allows you as a coach to see what defenses are doing a little easier, to make calls depending on what they're doing, and I think we can dictate a little bit. And then the tempo game was so easy out of it. I can speed it up, we can slow it down. I wouldn't call us a hurry offense, I'd call us a tempo offense, in that we can change our tempos very easily, and we like to spread the field and stretch it vertically as well as horizontally and get kids out into space. We've got some pretty good speed this year, and I don't think I would ever huddle. I believe in it, and it's what we like to do.
On the other side of the football, discuss your defensive philosophy.
We are an odd front defense, a 3-4 defense, base cover 3. We like to bring a lot of pressure, a lot of movement up front, try to create issues for opponents' offensive line. I like the 3-4 because most years we don't have a lot of D linemen, so we're only looking for 3 each year, and you have a few more linebackers. It's been a good defense for us. I learned it down at the University of Wyoming, and we've stayed with it, and I just like what it brings to the table.
And finally, Coach, what do you know about Coach Pat Fackrell's Red Devils?
Pat and I go way back, of course, being from the same side of the state there, and I've known him for a long time, and he prepares his teams well. He's got good college experience. Special teams are well thought out, and he spends time on special teams. I know he looks at a lot of film, so I have a lot of respect for Pat. We're 2 schools that are very similar in size and really similar in the mentality and makeup of our student body. We both carry a little chip on our shoulder about the size of our school and playing the big schools in the state. So over the years, we've had some great battles. I always think that the Evanston kids are very scrappy, that they work hard and play hard, and I always have had a lot of respect for the program clear back to when I was in high school playing against them and the work that Kay Fackrell did over the years and so forth.
That's the head coach of the Sheridan Bronx, Don Julian. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Sheridan head coach Don Julian. Kickoff is now fast approaching. We're about 12 minutes away. You're listening to the Pat Fackrell pregame coaches show brought to you by NGL Connection here on the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. Next, we'll visit with Evanston's Pat Fackrell on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Talk, KNYN 99.1 FM, and live online at K-9radio.com.
Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for quality, affordable higher education in southwestern Wyoming and the Rocky Mountain West. Western offers more than 60 associate's degrees and 26 certificate programs in business, health science, humanities, math, engineering and science, visual and performing arts, and technology and industry. Wherever you are and whatever your goal, Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for education that makes a difference. Because we are where you are.
Eating, sleeping, breathing, moving. We all do it. It's called living. But as we age, those seemingly mundane daily basics take their toll on our bodies via oxidative stress. Fight back. Supplement with all-natural Pro Tandem, a revolutionary clinically tested plant-based formula proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in just 30 days. You take care of your car, your home, your money, but what about you? Supplement with Pro Tandem. Click on the telegram to health that you'll find at any of the sites at mylocalradio.com.
And welcome back to the Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. I'm AP Harold. This is the NGL Connection pregame coaches show, and we'll chat with Evanston head coach Pat Fackrell right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNYN 99.1 FM, and live online at K-9radio.com.
Hi, this is Jason from NGL Connection. You're aware that we provide amazing internet service, but we also offer computer repair and sales. We service business and residential computers, and we even offer flat rates on most repairs. Stop by and let us fix your computer. No appointment necessary. Stop by at 933 Main Street in Evanston. Walk-ins are welcome. Locally owned and operated. NGL Connection. We're ready when you are.
Pre-game here with the head Red Devil coach. There are plenty of NFL teams who don't travel as far as this for road games. Obviously, you can't wear an intense game face for an 8-hour bus ride. How do you and your staff set the tone for these epic voyages?
We've all been there before, and our kids have been there before. This isn't the first time that our seniors have been to Sheridan. They've been there once or twice already at some point in their career. When you live in the state of Wyoming, you know that you've got to get on that yellow bus and travel the state. We don't mind it so much to be able to get our kids away and be able to talk with them and let them get out of the classroom and think about the game for the day.
Sheridan has an offensive attack similar to last week's opponent, Gillette. Does seeing an up-tempo team twice in a row help our kids adjust to the pace of the opponent?
Right there is probably an advantage to us in the fact that we just thought from a very explosive Gillette team, the more you see it, the better you get at it. We'd have to really weather the storm. Again, Sheridan is explosive. They've got some great playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. We have to play disciplined football and eliminate big plays and tackle with passion and get a lot of guys to the football.
We're pregame with Coach Fackrell. Coach, give me a couple of keys for us tonight offensively.
We got to hang on to the ball a little longer, get some drives put together, control the clock, not turn it over like we always talk about. Every coach in the game of football will say that. But we got to make some big plays. And I think that's one thing that's hindering us a little bit right now is we just haven't got that big play yet. Keeps people honest so they don't pack the box. We've got the ability, we've got the playmakers to do it. We've just got to stretch that field and keep other teams honest. Big plays always create a lot of emotion, and I think that would really benefit us to get some big plays.
Don Julian, another outstanding coach. I know you have a lot of respect for how this guy runs his program.
Yeah, I do. I've known Coach Julian for a long time, and he's been very successful in all his stops. He coaches the game. Fundamentally, his kids are very sound. They play the game the right way. They play it hard. As you watch film, you don't see kids taking plays off. They don't loaf. They're physical, and they stay within their system and their scheme, and they do things the right way.
Hopefully we won't see him do this too often tonight, but Colton Johnson has been punting the ball quite well.
He has been, and it's been a great surprise. Colton's a good soccer player, and he's got a good leg. He's got such a long leg, and be an explosive kid. Found him in camp, and he was kicking it, so we thought, you know what, let's get him kicking, and he has done a very nice job for us. Our special teams right now are really a positive for us. They've done a very nice job, and I know Coach Julian spends a lot of time on his special teams, so that'll be a great matchup tonight.
And finally, Coach, Miles Piper has 2 starts this season under his belt. Assess the development of your senior signal caller.
Miles is a worker. He's very coachable, and that's what every coach wants, the kid that's willing to listen and learn. He's a film study guy, so he gets on film and he spends a lot of time reading coverages. Really believe he's off to a good start. Again, the one thing that we need to do is we need to get Miles to stretch the field a little bit here and there. With Alec and Gavin outside on the edges, we've got the ability to do it, but he hasn't made mistakes that have cost us, and that's what you ask your quarterback to do, is manage the football game and not put the game in jeopardy.
That's Evanston's fine head coach, Pat Fackrell. Let's go tame some Broncs.
Thank you very much. We hope so, too.
And that is your NGL Connection Pat Fackrell pregame coaches show. Kickoff is about 6.5 minutes away on a Big O Tires Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog KNY and 99.1 FM and live online at K-9radio.com.
When your children have overnight school events in Evanston, book your room at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. All rooms are on the ground floor with drive-to-your-door access. You'll rest easy in your beautiful, clean room with 7 layers of bedding, including feather pillows. Enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner in our full-service restaurant. Located only minutes from schools, the best place to stay in Evanston is the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Call us today to reserve your rooms, 307-789-3770.
First impressions matter. When you want to stand out, uniquely brand your business, organization, or team with help from Old West Design inside My Favorite Things at 164 Front Street. Create a professional image with uniforms, golf shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, decals, keychains, koozies, coffee mugs, and more. Manager Natalie Willie Lively and Old West Design help winners dress for success. Inside My Favorite Things, Old West Design, 164 Front Street, Evanston.
You've been listening to Main Street Deli Red Devils pregame show. Main Street Deli, great food for great people, just minutes away from the starting lineups. Coin toss and opening kickoff on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNY 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
KADQradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's most visited website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. KADQradio.com features thousands of photographs of Utah and Wyoming high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much, much more. Check it out today and see what KADQradio.com has for you.
Overall, Unibosse's #1 Education Center meets different needs for different people. Unibosse's #1 Education Center is a community education center serving the citizens and all of their educational and training needs. It is a partnership with Una County School District #1 and Western Wyoming Community College. So what is Unibosse's #1 Education Center? That's for you to decide by making your training and educational dreams come true. Visit us at www.uintaeducation.org to see all of our offerings, educating our communities. This is Mike Williams, Director of the Una County Bosse's #1 Education Center.
Good job, Cody Heath.
And that is a fine job done right there by that young man with our Star-Spangled Banner, our nation's national anthem. Welcome back to Sheridan, Wyoming. I'm AP Harold. Aspen Grove Nursery. We know what grows. Coin toss happened a little bit earlier. It's always tough to get that exactly lined up, but I tell you what, Judd and the guys over at Aspen Grove Nursery can line you up with just about anything you need in terms of landscaping for inside and outside the house to make you have a beautiful looking lawn or shrubs or flowers. They do great work over there at Aspen Grove Nursery. They know what grows, and we do know that Sheridan is going to receive. So the Broncs will get the football first. Time now for tonight's starting lineups. Brought to you by Norco, your welding and safety solution. And go ahead and let's just stick the mic out the window there, and we'll get these from the PA man. Be nice.
Standing 5'9", a senior, number 8, Hiram Peterson. A junior, standing 5'9", number 12, Jesse Gross. A senior, standing 5'10", number 17, Corbin Wagstaff. Standing 5'10", a junior, number 21, Spencer Burley. A junior, standing 6'2", number 24, Colton Johnson. Standing 5'9", a junior, number 42, Zach Gill. A senior, standing 6'1", number 43, Will Kispaw. A senior, standing 5'9", number 56, Skylar Bond. Standing 5'7", a senior, number 58, Kevin Passanelli. And a senior, standing 6'4", number 59, Hayden Boomer. And now the starting offensive unit for the Sheridan High Bronx. He's a senior. He stands 5'10". Number 2, Joey Shazik. He's a senior, standing 6'1". Number 7, Dylan Daniels. He's a senior, standing 6'2". Number 11, Michael Larson. Standing 5'11", he's a junior. Number 60, Blake Godwin. Standing 6'3", a senior. Number 24, Colby Bruni. We got a junior, standing 5'11", number 25, Evan Kuhn. Standing 6'5", a junior, number 51, Blake Baker. Standing 5'11", a junior, number 52, Davis Alden. A senior, standing 5'11", number 54, Tom Finn. A senior, standing 5'9", number 57, Corey Music. And a sophomore, standing 5'9", number 63, Jacob Hallow.
All right. Appreciate work there by the fine PA man, and I want to give kudos to my 2 fine young associates tonight. A couple of kids from Sheridan High helped me out. Benjamin Osman is a statistician, assistant audio director, and we've got Emily Kelly, the daughter of the fine IT man for the Sheridan Schools, Corey Kelly, who is running your camera. Another student, fine associate as well. Our producer tonight, Alana Perry, back some 400 miles away in the 82930 zip code. Those are your starting lineups brought to you by the fine folks at Norco, your welding and safety solution. Time now for the Main Street Deli first quarter. And kicking off for Evanston will be, of course, our freshman kicker, Jess Richens. They've got a kicker named Jess. How about that? Jess Eden. So a couple guys named Jess will do the kicking. Jess Richens will tee it up for Evanston on our 40-yard line. We're all in white, trimmed in red, the red numerals, the red piping on the pants, the gray, new this year, of course, helmet with the trident on one side, the numerals on the other. And you've got 2 guys back deep. One of those is Joe Shashitz, number 2, and number 5, Dante Crow, back deep, as Evanston now ready to get this game underway. And it is your opening kickoff brought to you by Farmers Insurance, Jeff Piper Agency, Farmers Insurance in Evanston. It's a low squib kick, going to be bobbled and fallen on by an up man at the 23-yard line. That was number 62, Lucas Martinez, 6'2", 180, a senior. He falls on it on his own 23-yard line, just 2 seconds into the Main Street Deli first game. Of course, we're still scoreless on that Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. You look there in the top left of your screen, the Bronx of Sheridan at home on the left, Evanston, the visitors, on the right. The spread attack, as the quarterback, Blake Godwin, will operate with a man to his right and another back behind him, 1 receiver to the right and 2 receivers to the left. They are in their blue tops, gold breeches, the gold helmets with the blue bronc. And Godwin will look over to Coach Julian right into the sun for the play call. Here, first play from scrimmage. Godwin from the gun will hand it off, and going off left tackle off the middle, fumble, and who has that football? It's fallen on at the 40-yard line. Do we have a comprehensive family dental Dr. Sean Grohl turnover? We do not, as the fumble by number 25, Evan Kuhn, took a fortuitous, if you're a Sheridan fan, bounce, and it ends up being an 18-yard gain from the 23 to the 41 for Kuhn as we're half a minute into the game. Let's mark that one down. Could be a big play later. Godwin from the gun. The give again to Kuhn. And Evan is wrapped up after a short gain of 2 call it 2.5, just near, let's call it 3. Let's do some math there, Harold, up to the 44-yard line, gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Scoreless on the unit physical therapy scoreboard, a minute into the game. Again, the first play from scrimmage, Kuhn coughs it up. We couldn't fall on it. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. From the gun, Godwin has it back to his left, and another man set behind him. Taking the snap and handing it off to Kuhn again, coming around the right side across midfield, has a 1st down. We're going to push him out of bounds at our 44-yard line, as it looks like Will Kishbaugh in on that hit, but a 1st down and 10 for the Bronx in our territory. 75 seconds into the game. Jess Gross also with the hit. So 1st down and 10 for Sheridan. Again, blue tops, gold pants, gold helmets, and the blue Bronc. We're all in white with the gray helmet, the trident on the right side, our numerals on the left. It's a new look this year. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, and from the gun, as we've got some movement up there, may have been encroachment on Evanston. Let's see what the man in the white hat indicates. And yes, they're marching it in the wrong direction if you're a Red Devils fan. Going to be encroachment on Evanston. That'll cost us 5 yards. And we'll have now a short 1st down and 5 attempt here. A lot of options, 1st and 5. As the Bronx go 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And faking the give and rolling to his left, firing to the left, wide open, and pushing it all the way down to the 2-yard line. The receiver, that's number 7, Dylan Daniels, the 6'1 senior. And that's good for a 36-yard pass play down the left sideline. Blown coverage by the Red Devils as Daniels was wide open. $1:40 into the Main Street Deli first quarter. We're scoreless on the unit physical therapy scoreboard. That may be, unfortunately, about to change. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. The give is straight up the gut and plowing in for the touchdown. The big fullback there with the score. Colby Bruni with the carry. So that's a 2-yard touchdown run for Bruni right up the gut. It's now 6-0 Sheridan, the Bronx on top on the Uinta physical therapy scoreboard. We had our chance on the first play from scrimmage when Kuhn coughed up the pigskin, but we couldn't follow on it. Turned into an 18-yard gainer for the Bronx. So the Bronx go 77 yards on the opening drive. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. The kick is good. 7-0 Sheridan, a minute 45 into the first quarter. Brought to you by Main Street Deli. Great food for great people. Evanston trails 7-0 on the unit physical therapy scoreboard on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNY and 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
If you love food, the Main Street Deli should be your best friend. Open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy smothered spuds like the Henderson Street, a baked potato topped with diced chicken breast, crumbled bacon, diced tomatoes, and cheddar cheese, all topped with sour cream and diced green onions. With a selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you'll find it all from burgers to deli specialties. The Main Street Deli can also cater any size event and can custom create cupcakes. Main Street Deli, 1025 Main Street in Evanston. Great food for great people.
Welcome back to first quarter play-by-play action in Sheridan, brought to you by the Main Street Deli. Great food for great people. I'm AP Harold. 7-0 Uinta physical therapy scoreboard. A minute 45 into the game. Sheridan on top, and we've got 2 men back deep. Looks like Tucker Leland is one of them, and I believe Hiram Peterson the other. Jess Edens, it's a high kick, and Tucker going to take it on R7, and he's across the 15 and then abruptly slammed down at the 18, a return of 11 for Tucker. And it was Riley Sessions in on the hit, one of the running backs playing special teams for the Bronx, in on the tackle. We will scrimmage from our own 18, 82 yards away from Peter, 10-11 to go in this Main Street Deli first quarter. 7-0 Uinta physical therapy scoreboard. Evanston trails it. We're looking for our first A-plus trophy and signs, your local trophy and sign expert first down. We've got trips in a tight bunch formation to the right. Piper with 1 man in the backfield, one receiver to the left. We're going to toss it to Hiram on the right side. Hiram looking for running room, and he's chopped down after a short gain of 2 to the 20-yard line. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. So we bunched trips to the right, had one receiver spread to the left, and ran a toss sweep to the right and picked up 2. 2nd down and 8, 9:51, 9:50 to go in this Main Street Deli first quarter. As you look, if you're watching on K-9radio.com, the Red Devils all in white with our gray helmet. The Sheridan Broncs, blue tops, gold breeches, gold helmets with the blue Bronc. I formation now, more traditional with receiver right and left. And Piper under center. Miles Piper, our senior quarterback. We've got some movement. I believe that's going to be encroachment on Sheridan, just like we had encroachment on us in our first possession. But let's see. We're backing up, though. We're backing up, and I think I was wrong. And that's unfortunate because that's going to move it from a 2nd down and 8 to a 2nd down and 13. You look over there, the guy's got, there he's changing it from 1st to 2nd on the down marker. 2nd down and 13. We're back at our own 15. I formation again, receiver right and left. Looks like Alec Johnson to the right, Whitaker to the left. Miles Piper under center, I formation, Kishpaw and Hiram. We're going to fire it left side to Whitaker. He's got it, turns the corner, and immediately one man stands him up, and finishing him off is number 11, Michael Larson. A short gain from the 15 to the 19. So we've now got, instead of 2nd and 13, looks like we've got a 3rd down and 10 from the 18. So we'll call that a gain of 3. We're basically back to our original line of scrimmage as Leland returned the kick from the 7 to the 18. So 3rd down and 10. We've got trips, 3 receivers, 2 in the slot to the right, Alec Johnson to the far right, another man, Whitaker, to the left, 1 man in the backfield. I believe that's Peterson. Piper is under center. Piper is going to roll to his right, has some time, good blocking, lofts it right side to Johnson, makes the catch, has the first down up to the Evanston 34-yard line, and that is a first down brought to you by A-Plus Trophy and Signs, your local trophy and sign expert, and an expert play call and expert execution there by the coaching staff and kids respectively. Credit some great blocking up by the Big Uglies up front, did not let Sheridan get to us. Piper rolled, had time, found Johnson, he made the catch all the way up to the 34-yard line, a gain of 16. I formation, and we've got a man to the right and a man to the left. Piper under center. And Miles will hand it to Hiram. Hiram bullies his way off right tackle across the 35 to the 36. That'll be good for 2 yards. So on our first 2 1st and 10s, we've gained 2 yards going to Hiram, 1 on a toss sweep and 1 on just a traditional handoff, trying to power his way off right tackle. 2nd down and 8, 7:57, 7:56 to go. 7-0, you win a physical therapy scoreboard in Main Street Deli first quarter here from Homer Scott Field in Sheridan, Wyoming, Sheridan County, Wyoming as well. I formation, 1 receiver right, 1 to the left. Miles Piper under center. Piper with movement, and that's going to cost somebody 5 yards. And we'll see. We're moving backwards. May have been, nope, this one is going to be jumping off sides or encroachment on Sheridan. So that 2nd down and 8 becomes 2nd down and 3 for Coach Packrell's young men, the Red Devils of Evanston. And 2nd and 3, there are a whole bunch of things you can do 2nd down and 3, especially if you want to test deep with either Whitaker or Johnson on the outsides. We've got an I formation. And Piper under center. He's going to go to Alec on the right side. He's got a first down, and he'll be pushed out of bounds just shy of midfield. Nice little completion there as we found Johnson to the outside. He caught it, pushed ahead, got that A-Plus Trophy and Signs, your local trophy and sign expert first down, all the way up to the 48-yard line. And a nice drive here for Evanston, picking up a couple of first downs after some sloppy play early before that first down with some penalties. But we've got trips, 3 receivers to the left, 1 man to the right, 1 man in the backfield for Miles Piper. Piper is under center, and he is going to give it to Hiram, and Hiram bullies his way forward near another first down. He's going to fall forward and have that first down if the spot is true, and I'm going to go ahead and give that an A-plus Trophy and Signs first down, your local trophy and sign expert. And Hiram Peterson with a gain of 11 down to the Sheridan Bronx 41-yard line. It's a little mixing and matching here of the run game and the pass game. And you've got to be liking what you're seeing or listening to tonight here with the Evanston Red Devils. 3 receivers. The trips are to the right. Whitaker to the left. 1 man in the backfield. I believe that's Hiram Peterson. And Miles Piper is under center. Piper takes the snap. There's a flag thrown across the middle. Incomplete pass. We may have had movement in the backfield as the referee, the man in the white hat, threw that flag at the 49-yard line, and it was illegal motion on Evanston. That's going to cost us 5 yards and push us back. Instead of a 1st down and 10 at their 41, it'll be a 1st and 15 from their 46-yard line. I was doing some quick math. We dressed 32 men tonight. I counted that almost exactly within 1 or 2. They've got about 55 guys. Of course, it's a home game for them, and I know that some guys, mostly reserves, I think all reserves, who were banged up a little bit, did not make the trip. No JV guys made the trip. So just 32 guys. So if you're taking a look at the sidelines, they're winning the battle of jerseys on the sideline. But it's 11-11 outside on that field. And 1st down and 15, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Evanston. Piper drops back. Quick slant on the left side to number 85, Whitaker. And Gavin will get back the penalty yardage. And, of course, now it'll be 2nd down and 10 instead of 1st down and 10. Good for 5 yards from the 46 to the 41. Quick hitter on the left side to Gavin. Actually, we're going to call that 4 yards to the 42, so 2nd down and 11. 6.5 minutes to go in this Main Street LA first quarter. UNO Physical Therapy scoreboard reads Sheridan 7, Evanston nothing. Again, if you are just tuning in, the first play of the game, they fumbled. We couldn't fall on it, and they came down and scored. But a nice drive here on our initial possession for the Red Devils. 3 receivers to the right, 1 man Whitaker to the left, 1 man in the backfield for the Red Devils. Going to throw it out here on a little screen pass to Kishpaw, and Kish will penetrate inside their 40 down to their 38-yard line, a gain of 4, and will bring up another big 3rd down play for the Red Devils. It's on the 38, got to get to the 31. 3rd down and 7 for Evanston, 5:49, 5:48 to go in this Main Street Deli first quarter. Red Devils can play with this team, folks. It's a talented team, but the Red Devils much improved from a year ago, and a nice opening drive. They've got those gray helmets, the trident on the right, the numerals on the left. I backfield of Kishpaw and Peterson. Receiver left is Johnson. Gavin Whitaker to the right. Crowd here in Sheridan making some noise for their defense. 3rd down and 7. Piper drops back. He's going to air it out deep on the left side for Alec Johnson. Home run ball. It's up in the air. Knocked away. Great defense there as Johnson was going for it, but credit the defensive back, number 5, Dante Crow. As Crow got his mitts on the pigskin, knocked it down as Alec was going for it. Alec has a height advantage of a half a foot over the 5'9 Crow, but a nice play there. Tip your cap to the defensive back. This is a little bit of no man's land here, but we are going to punt it away with our fine junior punter, number 24, Colton Johnson. Play a little field possession game here on 4th down and 7 from their 38-yard line. Colton has punted very, very well this year. He was a discovery in fall camp, and summer camp, I should say, and that one is going to be inside the 20. Where are they going to mark that football? Going to mark that at the 16-yard line. All right, nope, he's still walking up. I'm sorry. You know what? He's going to mark it right at the 20. So it's just as good, or just as bad, if you will, as a touchback, as Colton tried the coffin corner and was unsuccessful. So Sheridan takes back over 80 yards from pay dirt, down, or up, I should say, 7-0 on the UNO Physical Therapy scoreboard as they scored on their opening possession. They've got 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, and the handoff, and we're going to eat him up. No, we missed him. Missed the tackle. I think that was Colton Johnson with the penetration, and they're going to turn a 5-yard loss with Evan Kuhn into a 5-yard gain. I believe that was Colton who had a chance to knock him down, or maybe it was Spencer Burley, actually, number 21 in the backfield, but couldn't wrap him up, and so it's now 2nd down and 5. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right, a back on either side of Godwin. That's Sessions to the left and Kuhn to the right. Godwin, the junior will stop back, fake the screen pass, and now throw a screen pass on the left. And that screen pass is good for first down yardage. And hustling down the left sideline all the way up to our 43-yard line is Riley Sessions. And that's an 18-yard gainer. As a nice play by Godwin as he faked the screen to the right to Kuhn, retreated even more, and then lofted it over the line to Sessions, who scampered down just to the left of the left hash marks and all the way up to his own 43-yard line, gain of 18. The clock rolls now again after stopping for the first down. Three receivers to the left. Now they're going to send Crow in motion to the right, and the give is going to be to Kuhn on a misdirection play. He'll take it toward the outside, cross midfield into Evanston territory at our 48-yard line. That is a nice gain of 9 yards, second and a long one here for the Broncs, as they have a 7-0 lead on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard, 3:47 to go in this Main Street Deli first quarter. Two receivers right and another two twins to the left. They're going to send a man in motion to the right. So now 3 men on the right, 1 man on the left. Godwin has a back. That's Kuhn standing to his right, works from the gun. Will hand it to Kuhn. A flag is thrown. May have had motion in the backfield, but right now it's a tentative first down to our 41-yard line for Kuhn. But check the laundry in the offensive backfield. That's almost always on the team with the football. We'll wait for the man in the white cap to sort this out. That flag is sitting on the ground back at the Sheridan 40 right now. The ball is at our 41, but I think we're going to be moving in the other direction, and we are. Let's check the call here from the man in the white cap. Here we go.
Illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Illegal motion on the offense, 5 yards. Replay, second down. And so now we've got a 2nd down and 6. A break for Evanston as 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Godwin. Godwin looks over to Coach Julian for the play call with 3:15 to go in this Main Street Deli first quarter. 7-0 Evanston trails it on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Again, 2 receivers left, 3 to the right, empty backfield. Godwin looks to the right, fires a little screen to Crow, and Crow is knocked down after a short gain. There's a flag on the field up to his 46-yard line. That's either going to be holding or a face mask. I think it's going to be holding on Sheridan, and looky there, that is the call. The flag sits at the 48. That's a 10-yard penalty. That should push Sheridan back to their own 38-yard line, back-to-back penalties, and they got to get up to our 47, so it's going to be replay 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 15. So check this out, folks. It goes 1st and 10 to 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 6, and that will be 2nd and 15. Exactly 3 minutes to go on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard here in this Main Street Deli first quarter. 7-0 Sheridan at home, but they're going in the wrong direction thanks to some penalties. The first one was illegal procedure. And this one was, of course, the holding call, which is doubly dangerous as it's a 10-yard penalty. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, a back offset and behind Godwin, who will give it to Kuhn off left tackle. He bullies his way forward for just a little bit up to the 40. Call that a gain of 2 or 3. And the bottom line now is it is 3rd down and 13. So a gain of 2 for Kuhn. And a big play here for this Evanston defense. 3rd down and 13. Some penalties have helped, but Evanston has played well on this defensive series. And you've got to get off the field here if you're the D on 3rd down and 13. 1 man in the backfield is a back offset to the left. Twins on either side of the receivers. Godwin will take it, roll to his left, and the righty has some time. He may run with his football. He does. He is going to be hit and dropped just shy of the first down marker at our 49-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th and a short 2, and we'll see what Coach Julian elects to do. A lot of guys are coming on and off the field, and that indicates to me he's going to show some confidence in his defense and kick this one away. The kicker and punter for Sheridan is number 12, Jess Edens. Edens is a 6-foot, 190-pound senior, and he indeed is dropping back. But have your antenna up for a possible fake. This is inside our territory. It is high school football, and they just need really a short two, if you will, for a first down. But we've got 2 men back deep, and I'm sure we're alert for a possible fake. But it looks like Coach Julian wants to play a field possession game here with 80 seconds to go in a Main Street Deli first quarter, 7-0 Sheridan on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Great work by the defense, and we've got a whistle, and it was going to be a fake. And a timeout was taken by Sheridan, and we will.
When driving safely is a priority to you, trust your brakes, alignment, front end, and suspension to the team at Big O Tires. A bouncy ride can compromise safety and comfort. A properly aligned vehicle will save wear on your tires and can increase gas mileage. And brakes? We all know how important brakes are.
Hey, this is Wayne down at Big O Tires at 607 West Cheyenne Drive. Proud sponsors of the Evanston Red Devils and the Rich Rebels.
Mention this ad and receive $40 off your next alignment.
And welcome back, folks, to first quarter play-by-play action brought to you by the Main Street Deli. And now with 74 seconds to go, it is still a 4th down and 2. And it looked like they were going to just run a straight-up fake with Edens up the gut, but called a timeout at the last second. Generally, when that happens, you take the fake off as the element of surprise is out. Edens takes the snap, and he will punt this one away. It is a high end-over-end kick, and it's going to knock off a Sheridan Bronc and take a forward roll. There's a flag thrown as the Bronc, number 1, Dalton Legursky, did not let our return man field the football. It looked like a Chinese fire drill out there as that pigskin landed, unbeknownst to Legursky, on his coconut, right on his helmet, took a Sheridan bounce, but there is a flag, and I believe that's going to be a violation on Sheridan, and I believe that's 15 yards. And that they will give the Evanston Red Devils. Let's see here. That was from the 16, so that should bring it up. Excuse me, that's just 5 yards. It's not a personal foul, just 5 yards, but that'll take it from the 16 to the 21-yard line. Interference, different than intentionally roughing up the return man. But the bottom line is we've got it first down and 10 on our own 21, 79 yards away from pay dirt. Looking for another nice drive here. And we've got an I formation with 2 receivers to the left now. We send Leland from the left to the right. And the give is up the gut. And Peterson is going to take that just for a couple of yards. Be 2nd down and 8. The ball spotted on our 24-yard line with 48 seconds to go in this Main Street Deli first quarter. 7-0. Evanston trails it on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful night here in Sheridan, Wyoming. 3 receivers, trips to the right, 1 man to the left, 1 man in the backfield. Miles Piper is under center for Evanston, wears number 15. He's our senior signal caller. And Piper takes the snap, drops back, has pressure, fires it over the head of Alec Johnson. Looking for him to hook in, and they cannot connect. And that quickly brings up a 3rd down and 9. So on this drive, we gained 5 yards initially on the penalty, 1 yard on the handoff to Hiram Peterson. Nothing there on that incomplete pass, and another likely passing situation. We'll see if Coach Julian elects to bring some pressure here or try to just keep everything in front of them. Crow, their fine defensive back, is on Johnson, who's our receiver to the left, 2 other men to the left. 1 man alone out there to the right for Evanston, 1 man, Peterson, in the backfield, Piper under center. Miles drops back, rolls to his left. Here comes the pressure, and they're going to get to him and drop Piper back at our 18-yard line. It'll bring up a 4th down and 14, obvious punting situation for the Red Devils, and that's going to be the final play of this Main Street Deli first quarter, with the score on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard: Sheridan 7, Evanston nothing. We're back on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNYN 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
What does the paint on your front door, the paint on your garage doors, or lasting color on a new sign for your business have in common? The answer: T-Bar S Body Shop. That's right, T-Bar S Body Shop handles custom paint jobs. So when you need a paint job that can withstand all types of weather, season after season, T-Bar S Body Shop has a solution. Call us today. T-Bar S Body Shop in Technoglass of Evanston, 307-789-2639. That's 789-2639.
Thank you. Yes, you. Thank you for helping to make Castle Rock Chevrolet Southwest Wyoming's #1 Chevy dealer. Thanks to you, Castle Rock Chevrolet has been able to expand their inventory of new Chevy cars and trucks, giving you the best selection to choose from for miles around. And financing? That's easy. No credit is no problem at Castle Rock Chevrolet. Let us help get you into the vehicle that best suits your needs.
We're Castle Rock.
Best selection? Easy financing. CastleRockChevy.com.
And welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Tonight's second quarter is brought to you by Perkins Automotive, more than 57 years of auto repair experience. And a nice job here as the Sheridan PA man honoring about 24 veterans here who are being recognized, and we certainly tip our caps to those fine folks who have put it on the line for the Stars and Stripes. 4th down and 13 for Evanston. Colton Johnson, our junior punter, stands at his own 1.5-yard line, and they've got a couple of return men to the Bronx standing back at their 41. Colton puts his right foot into it. It's a short, high kick, and going to bounce at our 46, take a Red Devil roll, and be scooped up, touched by Will Kishbaugh at their 46-yard line. And so from the 18 to the 46, 32 and 4, 36-yard net on the punt. Sheridan will scrimmage from their own 46-yard line. They've got the gold helmets with the blue bronc, the blue top with the gold numerals, the gold breeches, the blue socks. Evanston all in white with the gray helmet and the red numerals and piping. Godwin, 2 receivers right, now 3 as they send a man in motion, and the jet sweep is handed off to number 2. He's going to streak it down the right sideline. We're finally going to knock him down at our 36-yard line. That's Joe Shashitz. Say that 10 times fast. S-H-A-S-S-E-T-Z. Shashitz. 5'10", 165, the senior, a big gainer there from his 46 to our 36. That's a gain of 18 yards. And 1st down and 10 for the Bronx in Evanston territory, 24 seconds into the Perkins Automotive second quarter. They're going to send a man in motion, and again, it's Crow on the jet sweep, and Crow reverses field back to his right, stiff arms one of our men, has a lot of running room, and Crow streaking down the right side is finally going to be dropped at our 15-yard line. Alec Johnson made the tackle, but Crow turned a big loss into an even bigger gain as he takes it from the 36 down to the Evanston 15, a gain of 21 as he took a jet sweep to the left and then really turned on the Jets and took it back to the right with a nice, for a little guy, 5'9", scat back type guy, nice stiff arm of one of our defenders. And now in the red zone, and the option is run by Godwin. Godwin going up the gut just off left tackle is going to be dropped after a gain of 5 as Blake Godwin positions his men for a 2nd down and 4. They're going to spot that one actually at the, I believe, 9-yard line. Godwin now from the gun, sends a man in motion to the left. They're going to hand it off up the gut. That's number 24, Colby Bruni. Bruni doesn't get much to the 7, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4. Maybe a 3rd down and actually, 2. 3rd down and 2 as it's going to be spotted at the 6. They've got to get it to the 4. So a big play here for the Evanston defense with 10-14, 10-13 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Godwin takes the snap, will hand it off up the gut and in for the score. Number 24, Colby Bruni. Not much resistance there after he was hit once, bounced off the defender, and then just meandered into the end zone. 13-0 now. Sheridan on top on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. 10:05 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. And strike up, cue the home band as the folks here in Sheridan County, Sheridan, Wyoming, liking what they are seeing. Jess Edens will come on and attempt the extra point. The snapper is Tori Music. And it's sweet music on the snap. That's a nice booming high kick and good for the extra point. 14-0 Sheridan by 2 scores on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. 10:05 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNY and 99.1 FM and live online at K-9radio.com.
When you're looking for a mechanic, you're looking for an experienced mechanic. Perkins Automotive has 57 years of automotive experience, oil changes, transmission work, light to major repairs on all vehicles from cars and trucks to snow machines and backhoes. Perkins Automotive is family owned and operated. Open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Perkins Automotive, 10 Riverside Loop in Evanston. Call today for your quote, 307-789-9045.
And welcome back, folks. AP Herald here with you in Sheridan as it's 14-0 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Bronx so far taming the Red Devils here in the northeastern part of the Cowboy State. The man who just connected for that extra point, Jess Edens, will kick it off. Evanston kickoffs, and the opening kickoff brought to you by Jeff Piper, Agency Farmers Insurance in Evanston. Hopefully we'll have one of those soon, but Edens is going to crush this football. Halfway back through the end zone, Peterson will drop it, but you can't return them in the end zone anyway at the high school level. That's certainly a rule I'd like to see changed. But they didn't ask me. Right now, though, Evanston needs to get some points on the board as we're down 14-0 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard here at Homer Scott Field. And like many places in Wyoming, a beautiful backdrop. The snow has melted. They did have about a 1 inch for Wyoming dusting of snow last night. A lot of that was still on the ground when I drove up this morning. A beautiful drive up from between Casper and Sheridan. 3 receivers, trips to the right for us. 1 man to the left, Piper under center. 1 man in the backfield for EHS, and that's Kishbaugh. And we're going to throw a screen to Hiram, and Peterson up the gut. Bullies his way forward, lowers his shoulder, and gets A-plus trophy and signs first down up to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 16. A-plus trophy and signs, your local trophy and sign expert. Nifty play call there by the Evanston staff. Gain of 16, 9:57, 9:56 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Alec Johnson to the far left, Tucker Leland, the slot man to the left, Whitaker, the receiver to the right, Kishbaugh, the fullback, Peterson, the halfback. Under center is Miles Piper. Piper will give it to Kish up the gut, and Kish bullies his way, powers his way, all the way up to our 41-yard line. And that is a gain of 5. They're going to mark it closer to the 42. We'll call this one second down and 5, or a short 5, really, with 9:20 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Evanston with a nice earlier drive, but Sheridan so far a couple of touchdowns on their 2 of their 3 possessions, I should say. We've got a tight bunch formation of trips to the right, one man in the backfield, one receiver to the left. Piper is going to toss it to Hiram. Hiram looking for some running room to the outside. They're going to string it out and drop him for a loss of 1 back to the 41, bring up 3rd down and 5. A nice idea there by Evanston, but better defense by Sheridan as we bunched the trips to the right and then tried to spread it to the right with a toss sweep to Hiram, but the Bronx would have none of that. And in fact, they're really going to mark it just across the 40, called a loss of 2. 3rd down and 6 now for Evanston with 8.5 minutes to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Leland and Kishpaw in the slot to the left. Johnson, the receiver, to the far left. Whitaker to the right. Peterson is offset to the right of Piper, who works from the gun. Piper is going to throw a screen to Johnson. Alec catches it, pushes his way forward, and spins and has the first down. Using his athleticism and strength, Alec Johnson caught a pass and then pushed his way forward, spinning for that A-plus trophy and signs first down all the way up to the Evanston 48-yard line, a gain of 8. And that A-plus trophy and signs first down brought to you by your local trophy and sign expert. See if we can get an expert drive going here as we've picked up a couple of first downs. Evanston has moved the football tonight, just has nothing to show for it on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Still getting bageled up there, 14-0. Under center is Piper as we send Leland in motion to the right. The give is going to be to Peterson. We've got a flag, could be holding. We'll see as Peterson is dragged down at their 46-yard line after a gain of 6. But check the yellow laundry, the yellow handkerchief out there. It is holding. It is on us. And the flag is at their 48. So that's 10 yards. That should push it back to our 42-yard line. And doing some quick math, that's going to make it first down and 16, I believe, for the Red Devils. Let's let them march it off. This Bronx team, winners 49-6 here against Laramie on August 29th. On the road, beat Kelly Walsh 48-7. And they march it off, and they will spot it at the 42. We got to get it to their 42, so 8 plus 8 is what, 16? First down and a not so sweet, if you're an Evanston fan, 16. 3 receivers, trips to the left. Alec Johnson to the far left. Whitaker out here, I believe, to the right. And we're going to throw a screen pass on the left side of Tucker Leland, and Leland's going to be dropped for a loss just shy of the 40-yard line. Loss of 2, and so 1st and 16 turns to 2nd down and 18. Actually, 2nd down and 19. They're going to mark that one back all the way to the 39. 2nd down and 19 for Evanston. 7:09, 7:08 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Alec Johnson, the receiver to the far left. 2 receivers tightly bunched in the slot to the left. 1 man to the right. And a back behind Piper, who works from under center. Drops back, looks to his right, fires it for Whitaker. It's up in the air. Whitaker cannot come down with the football. Nice looking throw. Nice defense, though. The defensive back, Zach Campbell. Thought we'd seen enough of Campbell County last week. Well, Zach Campbell, he's no Campbell. He's a Sheridan Bronx, 5'11", 145, a junior. There to break it up. Brings up a 3rd down and 19. Well done execution-wise by Evanston, but just a better play by the defensive back, Zach Campbell, for the Sheridan Bronx. Clock is stopped, of course, in the incomplete pass. 6:47 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. 14-0. UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard, Sheridan on top. Receiver left and right for Evanston. I backfield, Piper under center here. And we've got a whistle, and I believe we're going to have a timeout. Let's see. What do we have? We've got timeout, Evanston. We will take it with them. 6:47 to go. Perkins Automotive second quarter. 14-0 UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston down 2 touchdowns on Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog 99.1 FM KNYN and live online at k-9radio.com.
Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for quality, affordable higher education in southwestern Wyoming and the Rocky Mountain West. Western offers more than 60 associate's degrees and 26 certificate programs in business, health science, humanities, math, engineering and science, visual and performing arts, and technology and industry. Wherever you are and whatever your goal, Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for education that makes a difference. Because we are where you are.
I'll tell you where we are, folks. Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. I'm play-by-play man A.P. Harold, your producer tonight, Alana Perry, Emily Kelly, your videographer, and Benjamin Osman is your statistician and assistant audio director. 14-0 on this UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. Sheridan on top of your Road Warriors from Evanston. We're about 400 miles, about an 8-9 hour maybe bus drive. Third down and 19 for Evanston. Two receivers right and left. We're going to drop back with Piper. He's got time to throw. Fires it across the middle. Incomplete. Intended receiver was our slot man, Tucker Leland, up the middle. But nearer to it was a defensive back from Sheridan. Fortunately, it falls harmlessly for an incomplete pass, but it does bring up a 4th down and 19 for Evanston. Obvious punting situation from our own 39-yard line. 6:42 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. 57 years of auto repair experience for Perkins Automotive. Colton Johnson, see if he can get a 57-yard punt. That'd be nice. Stands at his own 24, and he puts that right foot into it and really shanks this one. Off to the right, unfortunately, and it takes a Sheridan bounce up near midfield at the Bronx 49-yard line. So Colton, not one of his better punts there, and not much on the net as the Bronx will scrimmage in tremendous field position about 2 feet away from the midfield stripe. And they're going to mark it back right at the 49-yard line, a full 3 feet, a full yard away, as Sheridan, 51 yards away from pay dirt, will scrimmage. They're in the blue tops and the gold breeches, all in white with the gray helmets. Two receivers right, one to the left, 2 men in the backfield along with Godwin, who works from the gun. Fakes the handoff, has time, looks to go deep, does so down the middle. That ball is off the hand of an intended receiver, falls incomplete. Looking for number 15, Riley Sessions. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped, 6:28 here in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. 14-0 UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. And the Red Devils have moved the football but trail it here by 2 scores. Sheridan has scored on 2 of their 3 possessions. No turnovers yet in this game, and the handoff bouncing off to the right, and Kuhn will take that one as a late flag comes in across midfield down to the 44-yard line of Evanston, but we may have a hold late. Let's see. We have a hold late on Sheridan. That flag is at the Evanston 47.5-yard line. Let's call it the Evanston 47. 10 yards would push it back to the Sheridan 43, where it would be again 2nd down, but instead of 2nd and 10, should be 2nd down and 16 for the Bronx, who have had their fair share of penalties this evening, but still lead it here at home at Homer Scott Field, a beautiful field. It's the field turf. You're not your grandfather, even father's, or even uncle's artificial turf. Evanston, of course, one of the few schools at the 4A level that still plays on grass, which is great, except when the inclement Wyoming weather can come in and chop up that field. But a beautiful-looking field here at Homer Scott Field. 2nd down and 16, opportunity here for the Evanston defense to get a stop, as firing it on the left side out in the flat. The catch is made. Reversing field is number 7, Dylan Daniels, who does a lot of left-right dancing around, but is dropped at his own 46-yard line. That's a gain of only 3. He picked up about 15 yards left-right, but north-south only 3. Bring up a 3rd down and 13. And again, a nice opportunity here for this Evanston defense to get off the field as this explosive up-tempo offense for Sheridan faces a 3rd and very long. 3rd down and 13 from their own 46. 2 receivers right and left. Godwin rolls to his right, has time. Surveys the field, fires it deep down the right sideline for Crow. Incomplete as he overshot his man. No flags. And we'll bring up a 4th down and 13 punting situation for Sheridan with 5:25 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Evanston at 1-1 We've scored 21 points in both of our games, won at 21-17 at Cheyenne South in late August. Last week, Gillette hammered us 50-21. The homestanding Bronx here, a couple of blowout wins so far in this season. As Dante Crow getting a hand, he was shaken up after a collision there with one of our defensive backs. But Crow, on his own feet, looks like he got the wind knocked out of him, will walk on across to the Sheridan sideline. 49-6, this Bronx team opened up at home, pasting Laramie in late August. Last week went on the road south of here in Casper and hammered Kelly Walsh 48-7. Evanston, though, a big series here, quite frankly. We've got 5:25 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. We're going to get the football back. A nice long drive and a score. You'd be feeling pretty good about yourself at the half. As Jess Eden stands at his own 32-yard line. It's a nice snap, has plenty of time. It's a high kick, and it's going to take a bounce straight up in the air and down at our 24-yard line by their number 11, Michael Larson. So we will scrimmage 76 yards away from pay dirt with 5:16 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter, as we are still scoreless. I say we, Evanston, trailing at 14-0 to the homestanding Bronx on this Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. An absolutely gorgeous night for football. I look down there and I see folks who I'm sure have been in the Cowboy State a lot longer than me are bundled up, but not quite to the level that I would be if I was out there. Some hardy folks here in northeastern Wyoming, as there are in all parts of our tremendous but very sparsely populated state. Trips to the right, one man to the left for Evanston, one man in the backfield. Piper is under center. We're in white, they're in blue and gold. And Piper will hand it off up the gut. We're going to bully ahead with Peterson to the 29-yard line. That's a nice gain of 5 on first down as we search for another A-plus trophy and signs first down. We've had no Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl turnovers, and we haven't turned it over either. We're down 14-0 on the Physical Therapy scoreboard here with just under 5 minutes to go, 4:44 to go now until the half. Two receivers right and left. We're going to throw it out quickly in the flat on the right side to Alec Johnson, and a couple of defenders, including number 7 Dylan Daniels, will push Alec out of bounds, and that's no gain. They're going to rule him out of the 29, bring up a third down and 5. Joe Shashitz, number 2, the man who again, you wouldn't want to have to say Shashitz 10 times in a row quickly. In on the tackle as well. A nice tag team effort to take out one of the finest basketball players and a very fine football player in the state of Wyoming, our senior number 2, Alec Johnson. I backfield, third down and 5. Big play here for the Red Devils on our 29-yard line. Piper under center, rolls back, and now will move to his left, has some time. Fires it incomplete. We should have a flag. No flag. No flag. I thought our man was being held there. The receiver could have been ruled an uncatchable pass as that ball flew over his head. That will bring up a fourth down and 5, and unfortunately still plenty of time in this Perkins Automotive second quarter, 4:31 to go until the half for the Bronx to do something when they field this punt. We'll drop Colton Johnson back to kick it away. Colton, again, as we learned in our pregame chat with our fine head coach Pat Fackrell, was really a find in camp as he was just punting the football, and the coaches said, hey, maybe he could be our punter. He's got a heck of a foot. He's a soccer player as well. Good snap, and we'll kick it. Nice high kick, going to drive the return man back to the 38, and a beautiful, beautiful tackle. I believe that is Kishbaugh, and it was. Will Kishbaugh immediately wraps up the return man. I believe that was Dylan Daniels, who either Dylan Daniels or Joe Shashitz, who's going nowhere, and they're going to actually mark that a loss of 1 back to the 37-yard line as Kishbaugh covered that up as nicely as he would cover the dish, blocking the plate in Legion baseball as a catcher. Well, now the defense is going to be asked to have a stop here before the half to keep this game reasonable. We're down 14-0 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, faking the handoff and a little dump out in the flat. And we missed 1 tackle, and streaking down the right sideline all the way down to our 42-yard line is Riley Sessions. And we can ill afford too many more sessions like that if we want to defend this Bronx attack. They're actually going to mark the football at our 43-yard line. Nice gainer there for the homestanding kids from Sheridan, Wyoming, also Sheridan County, Wyoming. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and offset back to the left, and a man behind Godwin who works out of the gun. He's going to run the option, and he's going to toss it, and penetrating down the left sideline is Sessions, and Sessions dives ahead and is knocked out of bounds at our 26-yard line. That's a gain of 17 yards. I heard somebody who I believe was a Evanston fan yelling holding. Well, no holding on that play, at least officially, as it's a 17-yard gain for the home team. The Bronx undefeated at 2-0. They've won 23 state championships, and they are looking good again this year. 2 receivers right, wing back on the right side, 1 man behind Godwin, 1 man to the left, another receiver, and the give is up the gut to Sessions, and Sessions with the flag coming in late in the area of holding, as Sessions is dragged down at the Evanston 21. The man who threw the flag, one of the side officials, confers with the man in the white hat. It is holding. It's thrown at the 24. That'll push it back to the 34-yard line, and will be first down and 13 for the Bronx with 3:51 to go here in the Perkins Automotive second quarter. The Bronx with the gold helmets, the blue Bronc emblem, the blue jerseys, the gold numerals, the gold breeches, and the blue socks. It's a good look. And the Evanston Red Devils, of course, on the road were all in white, trimmed in red, the red numerals, the gray new this year helmet with a trident on one side, the pitchfork, and the numerals on the other. This spread attack, as they're going to fake the handoff and roll to the right with Godwin, has some time, fires complete at the 25, and we're going to try to knock the man down, but he pulls ahead inside the 20 down to the 18, and that's going to now be a big gainer, as they actually called that first down and 20. It's now going to be second down and 2, all the way down to our 18.5-yard line with 3:18, 3:17, 3:16 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Big play, big series, I should say, here defensively for Evanston. 2 scores and 3 scores is an entirely different ball game in any level of football. Backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right under center, and the give is to the fullback. That's Bruni, and Bruni bullies his way for a first down inside our 15 to our 14-yard line. Clock will stop momentarily to move those chains. 2:56 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter, as the PA man trying to fire up this home crowd, which has had a number of things to cheer about, especially defensively, as they've bageled the visitors from Uintah County and have put a couple of scores on that Uintah Physical Therapy scoreboard. Clock rolling again now as the chains have moved. 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right, and a back to the left and behind Godwin, the junior quarterback, who will operate from the gun. Fakes the handoff and will go into the front left part of the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. A flag is thrown. I think that's going to be defensive pass interference on Tucker Leland, as 2 flags were thrown. Let's check the call. It'll obviously be, pass interference declined. It's on us. Touchdown. So that's 20-0 now on the Uintah Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2:37 to go in the Perkins Automotive second quarter, as Jess Edens in for his 3rd extra point attempt. He's 2 for 2 on the young evening. Music with the snap, which is good. The kick is up. Kick is good. 21-0. Sheridan on top. 2:37 to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter on your Uintah Physical Therapy scoreboard on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football and the Big Dog KNY 99.1 FM and live online at K-9radio.com.
Eating, sleeping, breathing, moving. We all do it. It's called living. But as we age, those seemingly mundane daily basics take their toll on our bodies via oxidative stress. Fight back. Supplement with all-natural Pro Tandem, a revolutionary clinically tested plant-based formula proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in just 30 days. You take care of your car, your home, your money, but what about you? Supplement with Pro Tandem. Click on the telegram to help that you'll find at any of the sites at mylocalradio.com.
And welcome back to Sheridan. Tonight's second quarter again being brought to you by Perkins Automotive. More than 57 years of auto repair experience. I neglected to tell you that was Coy Steele, the fine sophomore wide receiver, 5'9", 150, who caught that touchdown pass for Sheridan. Tip of the cap to him. Tucker Leland was in his grill and was even whistled for pass interference, which of course they declined. Obviously take the score. And here's the kickoff as Edens puts his right foot into it and going to drive Leland back into the end zone. And even though he catches it, you can't run it out. That's, one of those rules in high school football. All this tackling and heavy hitting, and you can't run the ball out of the end zone. Don't ask me why, but at every state in the nation, the high school level, you can't run it out if you catch it in the end zone on a kickoff. So that'll put it at our 20-yard line as we search valiantly for some points on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard, trailing at 21-0. And, of course, points generally start with first downs. A-plus Trophy and Signs, your local trophy and sign expert, bringing you those tonight. Backfield, receiver left and right. To the right is Alec Johnson. Whitaker to the left. We're going to give it to Hiram up the gut. And not much doing there, maybe a yard. Call it second down and 9 for the Red Devils. 2:25, 2:24 to go here in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Well, if it was important to get some points on that earlier drive, it's vitally so now. Even though you've got just over 2 minutes to go in the half, each possession now is so important when you trail it by 3 full scores. Whitaker to the left, Alec Johnson to the right, 2:05, 2:04 to go in the first half. Backfield, Piper under center. Miles takes the snap, fires it right side to Alec. Alec with the catch. And nice job defensively wrapping him up by Joe Shesitz. 5'10", 165, the senior defensive back. Wraps him up, pushes him out of bounds after a gain of just 2 up to our 20, actually call it 3, up to the 24, third down now and 6 for the Red Devils. Good for 3. We've got 95, 94, 93 seconds to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. The first half, Red Devils have not played poorly. We've not turned it over. We've played some good defense. But we've run into a team that has played even better than we have. Didn't catch a break on that first play from scrimmage when they fumbled, but did recover for a big gain. 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right. Backfield for the Red Devils. Third down and 6. Piper under center. Drops back, looks left. Now fires left. Incomplete. Great job by Dante Crow. Number 5, the 5'9", 168-pound junior, knocks the ball out of the hands, or before it really gets to the hands, of Alec Johnson. And Crow, folks, can flat out play. He's the kid who earlier took that jet sweep to the left, looked like he was going to be dropped for about a 10-yard gain, turned it into about a 15 or 20-yard gain. And I love that name, Dante Crow. A lot to crow about if you are a Sheridan fan. Well, Evanston will have to punt it away with 1:11 to go, 71 seconds to go on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard here in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. We trail at 21-0. Colton puts his right foot into this one, and his last one was a shank. He drives this one, though, back to their 47. And the return, though, streaking down the right sideline into our territory, down to our 39-yard line, is Joe Shesitz. And again, he makes me say his name. He's a fine player with a nearly impossible pronunciation. I'm just glad he doesn't play for Kimmer with a name like Joe Shesitz. But Joe takes it from his own 47 to our 39. That's a return of 14 yards. 61 seconds. A minute and a second to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter, and the Bronx are greedy. They want more. 2 receivers right, and the pitch out to the left to Crow. Crow stiff arms one man, streaking down the right side, another stiff arm, lowers his head, and bullies his way down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 3, and a timeout is taken almost assuredly by Sheridan. Let's see here. Wait for the man in the white hat. And we do. 49 seconds to go in the Perkins Automotive second quarter, 21-0 Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. Sheridan on top on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNY and 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com. And we will actually keep it right here as we are up to snuff, if you will, on our ads. And don't want to get ahead of ourselves. It's never good to be behind, and quite frankly, not too good as a broadcaster to be ahead. You want to be right on time. Well, the Bronx have been right on spot tonight. They've showed us why they're one of the finest programs in the state, and a pick, certainly not a dark horse, but maybe not a main pick this year, but a pretty good value pick to be state titleist contenders. They're up 21-0 on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. 49.8 seconds to go in the Perkins Automotive second quarter. 21-0 Sheridan on top on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Two receivers right, two to left, twins on either side, one man to the right of Godwin, the offset back. Godwin, the quarterback, acted like he was going to snap it, now looks over at Coach Julian, and they signal in perhaps a change in the play call. Crow is the slot man to the right. Godwin will take the snap, look to his left, fire it left, wide open, and hustling out of bounds at the 25-yard line is Dylan Daniels. It's a gain of 12, and only took about 5 seconds, 44.3 seconds to go. So if they did change the play call, it was adroitly done as they pick up about 13 on that play. Sheridan will scrimmage from our 25-yard line. Two receivers right and two to the left. Godwin, again, will work from the gun. Godwin takes a snap, looks to his left, fires left again, and it's Daniels again. Daniels again dancing down the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds at the 14. That's a gain of 11. And consecutive plays, Daniels takes it on the pass from Piper. So Piper to Daniels. And 11 seconds on those two plays, and they move it about 25, 30 yards. Down to our 18-yard line, first down and 10 with 38 seconds exactly to go in the Perkins Automotive second quarter. Two receivers right, twins also to the left. One man, that's Bruni, to the right of the quarterback, Godwin, and a whistle, and I believe we had motion on Sheridan. Let's await the official delivery from the referee. False start. That'll cost 5 yards. And the clock somehow 0.7 of a second went off. That's advantageous for Evanston at this point. First down and 15 from our 18-yard line. Got to get it down to about the 3. Actually, it's at the 19. Two receivers right, to the left. Bruni again offset to the right. Godwin takes the snap, rolls to his right, has plenty of time, lofts it for the end zone, and that ball is caught for a touchdown. Number 11, Michael Larson, had Alec Johnson all over him, but still made the catch. It's now 27-0. Sheridan on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard here. 30 seconds to go, half a minute to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. 19-yard pass play for the touchdown. Godwin to Larson. And for the fourth time, number 12, the senior, 6 foot, 190, Jess Edens will come in and attempt the extra point. Music with the snap. The kick is good. That might have been good for 50 yards. He crushed that one through. 28-0. Again, we'll keep it right here. We're caught up on our spots. And unfortunately, we have a lot of catching up to do if we want to make this one even competitive. It's 28-0 Sheridan with 30 seconds to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. And the Bronx are proving, at least in the first half tonight, untamable horses. These guys are riding us hard here 400 some odd miles away from home in Sheridan County. I'm AP Harold. Again, Alana Perry is your producer. Emily Kelly is your videographer. Benjamin Osman is your statistician tonight. And the Red Devils have not played well. They've not played poorly. They've played okay. But a tip of your cap, if you will, to Sheridan, who has played much better than we have, has controlled this thing. No turnovers, but they've forced a bunch of punts and have scored on nearly every possession. Edens will kick it off, and he's got a big booming foot and is going to drive this one, though, short of the goal line, and that's Tucker Leland from the 1.5. Leland across the 10, the 15, the 20, and he is brought down at the 21-yard line. I believe that was number 43, Wyatt Avery, 5'10", 153-pound junior. And Kyle Bott also in on that tackle, number 55, 6'2", 180, a senior. Well, the Red Devils have it on our own 21-yard line, 79 yards away from pay dirt, just 25 seconds to go. It doesn't appear we're going to take a knee. We'll see if we just hand it off up the gut here. Two receivers right, one to the left, and Piper will hand it off up the gut to Kishbaugh, and Kishbaugh busts it, moving it down the right sideline and cutting it back left now on the hash up across our 45 to the 46. We may take a timeout here, and we do. So a very conservative play call there by Coach Fackrell, but Kishbaugh busts it from our 21 to our 46 for a 25-yard gainer. Now you've got 13.6 seconds to go. And you've got a chance here, maybe a couple of quick outs to Johnson or Whitaker or Leland. We've got, I believe, one timeout left, and you could potentially line yourself up for a long field goal attempt by our fine freshman kicker, Jess Richens. So, again, folks, as you know better than me, I've been in Evanston for now 77, 78 days. The Red Devils always fight hard. We may be down 28-0. Nobody likes that. If you're an Evanston fan, that's the reality. But these kids are busting their derrieres out there and are fighting to the very end of this half. 13.6 seconds to go. A smart timeout there taken by Coach Fackrell. And obviously, we'll look for something to the sideline here to get some yards with 13.6 seconds to go. First down and 10. That first down and 10 brought to you by A-Plus Trophy and Signs, your local trophy and sign expert. Piper drops back, looks to the right, fires right side, incomplete over the outstretched arms and head of Alec Johnson. Our number 2 was covered by their number 2, Joe Sheschitz. 9.8 seconds to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. Well, now you've got essentially, folks, probably one play to try to get into field goal position. If you don't get into field goal position, you can, of course, throw a home run ball. Piper has a good arm, not a great arm, certainly for a high school quarterback, so I think you'd need to pick up at least 12, 15 yards from him to even have a chance to toss it into the end zone as we now scrimmage from our own 46-yard line. Two receivers right and left. Under center is Piper. And Miles will drop back, look to the right, and throw it deep down the right sideline for Johnson, who makes the catch. No, it's incomplete. Went into his hands, and then either he dropped it or more likely, number 25, Evan Kuhn, got his hand in there and knocked it out. Johnson is shaken up on the play, but he gets up. A beautifully thrown ball, and I believe it was Kuhn who just knocked it out of there. That was going to go for a big gainer and set up perhaps a field goal attempt, I should say, to end the half, as Johnson a little bit shaken up. He may even come out of the game for this final play, although I think we're going to take our final timeout. Why not? With 4.5 seconds to go in this Perkins Automotive second quarter. So a beautifully thrown ball there by Piper, almost connected for a big gainer down the right side. But again, tip your cap to this Sheridan team. Evan Kuhn, the fine 5'11", 175 junior defensive back, got in there and broke up the play. We're not going to take a timeout, as we've still got one on the board, and Alec is not in there, so our big home run threat is not in there, and this needs to be essentially a home run play. We scrimmage from our own 46, final play, barring a penalty of the half. Two receivers right and left. Piper drops back, has a little bit of time, but now fires it left side toward Kishbaugh, incomplete, and that will end the Perkins Automotive second quarter. Perkins Automotive, more than 57 years of auto repair experience. As we go to the half, the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard reads Sheridan 28. Unfortunately, Evanston nothing on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNYN 99.1 FM, and live online at K-9radio.com.
When you follow your students' school activities from one end of the state to the other, it can get expensive. Whenever you're in Evanston, save money and eat healthy at the Legal Tender Restaurant inside the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner daily, you and your family can eat a balanced meal without breaking the bank. The Legal Tender Restaurant is located close to the Evanston schools. For directions, visit bestwesternwyoming.com.
First impressions matter. When you want to stand out, uniquely brand your business, organization, or team with help from Old West Design inside My Favorite Things at 164 Front Street. Create a professional image with uniforms, golf shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, decals, keychains, koozies, coffee mugs, and more. Manager Natalie Willie Lively and Old West Design help winners dress for success. Inside My Favorite Things, Old West Design, 164 Front Street, Evanston.
And welcome to the halftime show brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Gary McKee. Visit bearlakerealty.com. We're back with the first half highlights right after this on the Big O Tires of Evanston's presentation of Red Devils football on KNYN 99.1 FM, the Big Dog, and live online at K-9radio.com.
If you or your friends are looking for a home or vacation home at beautiful Bear Lake, you don't have to wait any longer to live your dream. Bear Lake Realty has properties in every price range. Relax. Create memories for generations to come in your home or vacation home at one of the most beautiful lakes on earth. It all starts with a phone call. We will help you find the perfect home for you and your family. Call today, Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty, 435-946-8888, or go to bearlakerealty.com.
And welcome back, folks, to Bear Lake Realty Gary McKee halftime show. Our first half highlights are brought to you by Brian's Muffler Shop, taking care of your vehicle's performance. And unfortunately, the Sheridan Broncs have taken care of the Red Devils in the first half, 28-0 on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. First quarter with just a minute 45 off the clock. They made it 7-0 on a 77-yard drive. Then 10:05 left in the second quarter. You had a touchdown pass from the fine quarterback Blake Godwin to Colby Bruni, who's listed as a running back but lined up as a wide receiver. 14-0 at that point on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2:37 to go in the first half. It was still a pretty competitive game, but then it was Godwin to Coy Steele on a play where our defensive back was even whistled Tucker Leland for pass interference, and Steele still made the catch, 21-0. And then with just half a minute to go, it was Godwin to number 11, Michael Larson, for the touchdown. That's his third touchdown pass. The first score was a run, and the extra point good. The kicker, Jess Edens, 4-4 on extra points. It's 28-0 here at the half. Those are your first half highlights, if you will, brought to you by the good people at Brian's Muffler Shop, taking care of your vehicle's performance. The Red Devils, a lot of work to do in the second half. This is the halftime show brought to you by Bear Lake Realty Gary McKee. Time now for Standout Students, brought to you by Monkey Shine's Car and Truck Wash, which is where you bet I'll be headed on Sunday after a busy weekend driving around the Cowboy State. Tonight on Standout Students, we'll visit with Buckley Martin of Evanston High School. We're back with our overachieving academic right after this on the Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog 99.1 KNYN FM and live online at K-9radio.com.
Nice ride.
Thanks, Marissa. Monkey Shine's Car and Truck Wash keeps my sedan sexier than a sports car.
Too bad the same can't be said of your shirt.
Huh?
Monkey Shines has a laundromat, too.
Who's this guy?
He's kind of cute.
Adam Jackson, voice of the Kemmerer Rangers. And your Brooks Brothers button-down is spottier than the New Mexico Lobos secondary.
Why, you...
Better go wash up at Monkey Shines, AP.
But...
You heard the lady, pal.
Wait, Marissa, where are you going?
Out with Adam Jackson, a sharp-dressed man.
Monkey Shines, 528 County Road, Evanston.
Our standout student this week is Evanston High School junior Buckley Martin. Buckley, thanks for being here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You've got a 3.6 overall GPA, and you love math. Talk about your love for numbers.
I just think it's interesting because I learned to love it in 9th grade, my freshman year, and ever since then it's just been an interest of mine.
They say, Buckley, that numbers, math, are like a language of their own, and that there's a very systematic format to them. Is that something that you've grown to appreciate?
Yes, actually, it is. I once heard in a movie that math is a worldwide language. It's the same in every country.
Now, Buckley, to have a 3.6 GPA, you can't only be good in math. You've got to hit the other subjects as well, or else that GPA wouldn't be nearly that high. In the subjects that might not be your favorite, how do you go about still pursuing them with vigor when it comes to hitting the books?
You have to maintain a good GPA and good grades in order to be successful in your future, so you have to think about that.
Let's discuss the Buckley Martin file. Where were you born, and how long have you been in the big 82930 zip code?
I was actually born and raised here, south of town, on a ranch that my family owns.
Tell us a little bit about your family. Who's mom and dad?
Joe and Michelle Martin, and then I have 2 brothers, Brock and Blake, and 1 sister.
And your parents still manage that ranch out there?
Along with my grandpa, Bill, and grandma Kathleen.
Let's talk about the faculty and staff here. Obviously, Principal Rigby setting up this interview, but your teachers have to be involved if they're going to have talented and dedicated students. Give me a couple of names of some of your favorite teachers who have helped you out over the years. They could maybe be elementary or junior high teachers.
Definitely Mr. Robinette and Mrs. Allport, tons of teachers. They all played a part in helping me out.
Buckley, I know you don't know what your career aspiration goals are yet. You're just a junior in high school, but I'm sure you've thought of a few colleges or universities. Give us the short list so far.
Right now, mainly I'm focusing on Mesa State down in Grand Junction, Colorado, or somewhere in Washington. I'm not 100% sure yet, though.
And what about a word of advice for younger kids that want to hit the books and have a successful academic career? How do you balance your time?
I keep a planner at all times, and I write down everything that I'm going to be doing for the day. And then I always am thinking about my future, and that's what keeps me motivated.
A very wise young man. That's our standout student this week, Buckley Martin. Buckley, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that is Standout Students featuring Buckley Martin, brought to you by Monkey Shine's Truck and Car Wash. Next on the Bear Lake Realty Gary McKee halftime show, we'll chat with University of Wyoming head football coach Craig Bull on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNY and 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
Computer too slow? Can't get rid of those viruses? No problem. Hi, this is Wayne Booth, owner of PC Innovations in Evanston, letting you know if there is a problem with your personal or business computer, we have the solution. Stop by today or call us at 307-789-6674. We can handle all your computer needs from virus removals and cleanups to program installations and data transfers. Whatever you need, we have you covered. That's PC Innovations in Evanston at 789-6674. Call us today and get the service you need. 789-6674.
Coach, a big win in your first Mountain West Conference game. Talk about edging in Laramie, the Air Force Academy Falcons.
We're really pleased for our players. It was a great win for our program. We knew it would be a tough-fought game against Air Force. They're a much improved team from the previous year. And from what I've been told, a lot of the games between Wyoming and Air Force have gone down to one possession. And so we're really pleased to come up with a win. We certainly can build on that. Nothing builds success like success, and particularly when you have some adversity to deal with. And so that's a good win for us. We were fortunate to work through the game without any significant injuries. When I say significant injuries, any bumps and bruises. So we'll be at full strength getting ready for University of Oregon this week. And so well pleased with a 2-0 start.
The scheduling gods have offered up an unusual round robin over the course of 4 weeks between a trio of teams from different conferences. Talk about breaking down Saturday's game film of Michigan State at Oregon, 2 teams you play so soon after they faced one another.
Well, we felt going into the ball game would be a marquee national game, which it turned out to be. There were certainly ebbs and flows during the course of the game, and I think you've got 2 different styles of play. I was particularly surprised. The number of Oregon has been a very prolific offense, but Michigan State has established themselves as one of the top defensive teams in the country, and so for Oregon to score as many points as what they did on Michigan State is very impressive, and I think it sends a message to everybody around the country, particularly us, how explosive the University of Oregon is.
Coach, how do you slow down the high-octane quack attack offense that the University of Oregon Ducks so famously feature?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is we need to control the football offensively. And that's been part of our reason why our point total has been down to where it is because our offense has done a nice job with time of possession, changing the field and moving the field over. So that's going to be a point of emphasis, number one. Particularly, too, we need to be very assignment bound. Along with that, the University of Oregon possesses great athleticism and speed, and they're very elusive. And so as a result of that, we'll need to make sure we have all our players in position to gang tackle. I think it's unrealistic to think that we're going to go into the game and just have on-point, one-on-one tackles that are being made throughout the ball game. We're going to need to make sure we've got our pursuit angles set, and then within the passing game, not give up any cheap plays. I thought Oregon did a nice job scheming some things up against Michigan State, and many times they had some receivers that were flat wide open, and so we've got to do a better job of that.
Coach, I thought your quarterback play really improved against Air Force. Talk about what you're receiving out of the signal caller position.
I thought Kobe played better during the course of the game. There's certainly areas where he can improve, and Kobe has really been a player who improves with more opportunities. And so the biggest thing that I thought where he really shined was the last drive. I believe he was 6 of 7, and that's circumstance going 75 yards and then connecting on the touchdown pass. That showed a lot, and showed a lot about his resolve and his character.
And finally, Coach, there just aren't a lot of weaknesses on this Ducks team, are there?
No, and that's why they're number 2 in the country. And typically when you're able to score the way they do and then defensively play the way they are, that indicates you've got a lot of talent. Players are well coached. They have a unique plan, and they execute that plan well. And I think what's really going to be important is for us to control the things that we can control and knowing who we are, and not try to do some things that are outside our comfort zone. And so we'll continue to do that. And I think it's important. Continual improvement is really important in any program. We've made good improvement from our first game to our second game. It's going to be important that we make improvement in our third game here. And those things right there, hanging on our hat on the things that we really believe in, I think are going to give us our opportunity to win the game.
That's our weekly chat with Craig Bohl of the Wyoming Cowboys here on the Bear Lake Realty Gary McKee halftime show. The second half kickoff approaches about 3 minutes away on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNY at 99.1 FM, and live online at k-9radio.com.
Do you want to further your education? Are you thinking of attending college? I'm Alan Calms for Western Wyoming Community College right here in Evanston. You can start now here in Evanston. UNABOCE's #1 education center, in partnership with Western Wyoming Community College, provides students a low-cost alternative to leaving town. Western offers a variety of associate degree and certificate programs that can be completed right here in Evanston. UNABOCE's #1 education center and Western Wyoming Community College. Together, we are your local community college.
And welcome back to Homer Scott Field at Sheridan, folks. I'm AP Harrell. Let's take a look at some of the stats. Again, tip of the cap to Benjamin Osman helping us this evening with the stats. Got the Sheridan Bronx, Blake Godwin, 4 of 5 for 77 yards, 3 touchdowns. You've got... For the Red Devils, our Miles Piper is 5 of 12 for 38 yards. Neither quarterback has thrown an interception. And again, the 28-0 score on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard here at the half, as Evanston trailed it only by half as much just under 3 minutes to go in that Perkins Automotive second quarter, and then a couple of late touchdowns. You never want to say put it away, but made this a fundamentally different contest in as much as a 14-point game. You feel like you've got a heck of a shot. A 28-0 game, you feel quite frankly like, hey, we just got to get off that bagel on our side of the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard and get on the board. Now, this is a fine Sheridan Bronx team. They hammered their first opponent, Laramie, 49-6. They hammered Kelly Walsh on the road, 48-7. And they are certainly handling, if not hammering, Evanston here at the half, 28-0. Our third quarter action is going to be brought to you by Aaron's Furniture Rent to Own. And the Red Devils are coming back out of the locker room. We are in our home whites trimmed in red, and we have our gray helmet this year, which is a new look with the trident or pitchfork on one side, the numerals on the other. Here come the Sheridan Broncs. As you see if you're watching on K-9radio.com, they're running behind the Evanston bench now. The Broncs in their blue tops with the gold breeches, the blue piping on the side of the pants, the blue socks, the gold helmets with the blue bronc. And they're not Broncos, they're Broncs here in Sheridan, and they are a proud and fine program, 23-time state champions. Your producer tonight, Alana Perry, back in the big 82930 here some 400 miles away. We've got Benjamin Osman running stats, and our videographer is Emily Kelly. The star, though, tonight, certainly the offense and defense of the homestanding Broncs. They've given us nothing on that scoreboard, brought to you by the good folks at UNF Physical Therapy Scoreboard, Dr. Mark Brinkerhoff, and they've put 28 points up on the board. They're dressing about 55 guys. We only brought about 32. Of course, it's 11 on 11, so no excuses or whining there, just pointing out the differences in the sidelines tonight. But the important thing on that scoreboard, the Broncs up on top, 28-0. Now, Evanston had a shot, a real good shot early in the game. In fact, the first play from scrimmage. And if you'll remember last week, our first play from scrimmage, we had the football and scored a touchdown, about a 75-yard run by Will Kishbaugh on the misdirection play. Looked like it was going to be a toss sweep to Peterson, and Kishbaugh took it 75 yards last week, first play of the game for a touchdown. Well, the first play from scrimmage this week, Sheridan had the football. The other team had the football. And they broke one for about 7 or 8 yards and then coughed it up, fumbled it, but then fell on it about another 8 or 9 yards down the field and ended up being, for all intents and purposes, an 18-yard carry. And that break that didn't go our way proved important, as they then went down and scored a touchdown in that first possession, and quite frankly have been in firmer and incredibly firm control of this game now at the half, 28-0 ever since. 80 seconds to go until we get things going in the second half, and I believe the end of Gone with the Wind. Scarlett O'Hara says, after all, tomorrow is another day. Well, let's see if the second half is an entirely different half. That's what you've got to hope for if you're a Red Devils fan, player, coach, or broadcaster, or parent, if you're listening or watching back home in Uintah County. The showing on the opposite side, the Evanston side, doing just a quick eyeball. We've got close to 50 folks over there bundled up as the temperatures dropping a little bit, but certainly for Wyoming, nothing too terribly cold. But later in this season, as you well know, you may see some football played when the snow is falling or certainly stacked up, cleared on the sidelines. Well, Evanston will receive the football here, and we'll be looking, of course, for as many A-plus trophy and signs, first downs as possible. A-plus trophy and signs, your local trophy and sign expert. We've just had one official Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance kickoff. That's the opening kick of the game, the half, and any Evanston kickoff, but we'll have another one coming up. Jeff Piper Agency, Farmers Insurance in Evanston. Let Jeff handle all your home, auto, and life needs. Give him a call. An outstanding insurance agent. And turnovers, well, there have been none in this game, but if Evanston can produce one, a good doctor, Dr. Sean Grohl of Comprehensive Family Dental, who's provided quality family dentistry since 1998, will bring those to you. And, of course, Dr. Mark Brinkerhoff, who keeps everybody healthy, weekend warriors, athletes, and even raggedy old guys like me about to hit 40, keeps you healthy. UNF Physical Therapy right there in Evanston sponsors our scoreboard. But we'd like to score, and generally in football, you score with the football. You can score if you don't have it via safety. It's rather unorthodox. We will get the football, as with a Jeff Piper Agency Farmers Insurance of Evanston kickoff, it's Jess Edens of Sheridan. Again, they're in blue and gold. We're in white, gray, and red. Edens puts his right foot into it and crushes this one, but it's going to go out of bounds, a flag, and that's a good start to the third quarter, brought to you by Aaron's Furniture Rent to Own, as that penalty flag, that hanky, will move it, I believe, to the 40-yard line, where the Red Devils will scrimmage in tremendous field position. If you don't keep that kickoff inbounds or kick it into the end zone, it's a penalty, and excuse me, it's not the 40, it'll be the 35. But that's still tremendous field position for EHS. We got to get something going, though, quite frankly. We're down 4 big scores on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. First play from scrimmage in the Aaron's Rentone third quarter. First play of the second half. I backfield, 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Piper under center. Miles barks out the play call, gives it to Hiram, and Hiram is driven back after a gain of just 1. So Peterson for 1, second down and 9, 9 yards away from an A-plus Trophy and Signs first down. Clock ticks, 11:43, 11:42 to go on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard in this Aaron's Furniture rent-to-own third quarter. It's gone from a beautiful late afternoon to a beautiful early evening here in Sheridan. 2 receivers to the left, including Alec Johnson. I believe Tucker Leland in the slot. Whitaker to the right is the receiver. We're going to fake the handoff, roll to the left. Piper has time, fires, incomplete. He zigged and Alec Johnson zagged. Alec to the inside, the pass to the outside. Falls harmlessly to the ground. 42 seconds into this Aaron's Rentone third quarter. The clock is stopped on the incompletion. Third down and 9 for the Red Devils, who are in danger of seeing their initial drive stymie. But we've had a couple of big third down conversions in this game, even though we have failed to put anything on the scoreboard. The slot man to the right is Leland. The receiver is Alec Johnson. Whitaker out to the far left. Kishpaw the fullback. Hiram Peterson the tailback. Piper under center. Drops back, has some time. Here comes pressure. He's just going to spike that one into the ground. And fortunate to avoid, and he did not. He did not avoid grounding. Our coaches are yelling that Peterson was in the vicinity and it should not be grounding, but the flag is out. And unless one or more of the other officials talk the man out of it, that's going to be intentional grounding on Evanston, which is a spot foul and loss of down. Let's see here. It's going to be taken away, and our coaches were right. Peterson was in the area. It's just simply an incomplete pass. So making the best of a very bad situation was our quarterback, Miles Piper. But this drive will end after just 1 yard. It's 4th down and 9 and 47 seconds into this Aaron's Rentone third quarter. Colton Johnson will come in to punt. I mentioned in our pregame chat with Coach Fackrell that he's been doing a great job at punting, our junior linebacker and punter Colton Johnson, but I didn't want to see him, and I know Coach Fackrell didn't either, punting too many times tonight. Unfortunately, we have seen him punting a bunch. That's what happens when you're down 28-0 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. The snap is good, and it's a fake. We're going to throw it across the middle to Hiram. Hiram is going to pick up the first down and then some across midfield to their 45-40, streaking down the left sideline, 30, 25, 15, and finally driven to the ground all the way down at their 12-yard line. A late flag comes in. I don't know if that's a late hit, but that goes from our 36 down to their 12, 14, and 38 is 52 yards. 52 yards. And we've also got a flag, back here in the backfield. So let's check the 2 flags. A tremendous play call on the fake as Colton Johnson hits Hiram Peterson for, as of right now, a 52-yard gainer. But flag in the, I believe, the offensive backfield, and a flag at the end of the play, which is likely a personal foul late hit. But let's see what this flag is way back here. They're moving the chains down there. We'll wait for our official, the man in the white hat, to sort things out. But it looks to be very, very good news for Evanston, as we will await the official to clear things up here. But right now, that football is on the 12-yard line of Sheridan, and I believe it's going to move half the distance to the goal. Let's see. The official is huddling with Miles Piper, who's obviously our offensive captain, who will get instruction from Coach Fackrell as to any decision on the penalty, but I don't think there's much to decide here. They're just going to march it off. So wave off that flag in the backfield. It may have just been dropped out of his pocket. Let's wait. Here comes the official. Dead ball on the defense, personal foul. Yeah, I think what you had, that flag in the backfield, simply fell out of his pocket, so not a flag. It's a personal foul, late hit after the 52-yard gain. We've got it on an A-plus Trophy and Signs first down and goal. First and goal from their 6. Gutsy play call by Coach Fackrell on the fake punt, net of 58 yards, 52 plus the 6 on the personal foul. Receiver right and left, eye backfield. Piper under center. First and goal from their 6. Going to hand it off the gut, up the gut, I should say, to Hiram. And Hiram will fire him, if you will, for 2 yards down to the 4, where it will be second down and goal, 80 seconds into this Aaron's Furniture rent-to-own third quarter. Little riverboat gambler and Coach Pat Fackrell on that fake punt moments ago has got us in business. Second down and goal from their 4. And you've got to think this is 4-down territory. A field goal, quite frankly, does you no good when you're down 28-0 on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard in the Aaron's Furniture rent-to-own third quarter. Wing back on the right side. Receivers left and right, eye backfield. Piper sends a man in motion to the left. The give is to Hiram. Hiram off left tackle, and he is buried after a short gain of a yard to the 3. Third down and goal from the 3. So a couple of runs to Peterson, trying to get it in the conventional way, and we'll see what we do here down on third and goal from the 3 as we look for our first points of the night on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. We're down 28-0. A huge A-plus Trophy and Signs first down on that fake punt, netting 58 yards, 52 in the punt, 6 in the personal foul, but now it's third down and goal from the 3. 2 receivers to the right, Johnson, Leland, and to the left is Whitaker, eye backfield of Kishbaugh and Peterson. Piper under center. Piper drops back, has time, fires right side over the outstretched right arm of Alec Johnson, and now fourth down and goal from the 3, and I've got to think we're going for it here. Again, 3 points does you very little good when you're down 28-0. Were you down even 21-0 or certainly 14-0, you think you'd take the 3. We'll see. We may be taking 3. Let's see. We've got a lot of guys coming in and out. I'm not sure. And, of course, the 3 is not an automatic. Nope, we're going to go for this one. That's what I thought. We've got 2 receivers bunched tight to the right, actually trips bunched tight to the right. 1 man to the left, 1 man in the backfield. Piper rolls to his right. Here comes pressure from his blind side. He lofts it into the end zone. Intercepted. A flag comes in late. A flag comes in late. No, excuse me, that's not a flag. That's just a marker. Just a marker. No flag. Interception. And that'll give Sheridan the football on their 20-yard line. That's the first turnover of the game. And not the kind that is brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl of Comprehensive Family Dental as we turn it over. Good effort there by Piper. He's been chased from the blind side, probably felt that pressure coming. And obviously it's fourth down. You've got to take your shot, tip your cap to the Bronx. They hold, and they take over on their own 20-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They're going to hand it off on the draw to Sessions. Sessions will take it across the 25 to the 26. And Sessions makes it a second down and 4 for his mates. The Bronx firmly in control here. 3 minutes now elapsed on this third quarter, brought to you by Aaron's Furniture Rent.
Here's a question for you. How do you feel about your smile? Are there things about it you wish you could change? Maybe you can. At Bear River Dental, we want to see your smile, and our unique services can help you get the smile you've always wanted. So be happy. Your perfect smile is just around the corner. Come see us today for your free smile consultation, only at Bear River Dental.
And welcome back, folks. Do apologize. I believe I had us on mute there for that drive, and my apologies. Running the board here. Consider that a fumble on me, but it's now 35-0 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Kicking off is Jess Edens. And it's certainly been no Garden of Eden tonight for Evanston here, trailing at 35-0. Edens with a high kick. We're going to take it at our 4. Across the 10, 15, 20. Spinning, I believe that's Tucker Leland. Going to push it across near the 25 to the 24-yard line. Return of about 21 yards. And Evanston will have the football, trailing it by 5 full scores. All right, we've got the Red Devils up to the line here, looking for an all-important first down, brought to you by A-Plus Trophy and Signs. And Piper is under center, an I backfield, and he's going to give it up the gut. I believe that's Hiram, and Peterson will push his way up to the 30. Excuse me, that's Kishbaugh. So Kish with the carry. The ball comes out, but it's ruled down already. That's a gain of 7, and we'll call that second down and 3. Dylan Daniels in on the tackle. The clock ticks 5:10, 5:09, 5:08 to go in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. And we're sorry about the technical difficulty there on the camera, and the handoff is going to go on the left side, and nothing doing with Peterson on the left side, and that'll bring up a third down and 4. Apologize for the camera. I was looking at making sure I wasn't muted, and now we've got everything back. So this broadcast, like the score, is not exactly at the moment an A-plus winner, but we are looking for an A-plus Trophy and Signs first down, third down and 3. We've got 2 receivers right, 1 man to the left, and I backfield. Piper under center. Home crowd rattling those bleachers. We're going to send a man in motion. Leland to the right. The toss sweep to Peterson. Looks for some room to the outside. Has that A-plus Trophy and Signs first down, and across midfield, and finally pushed out of bounds just inside, I believe. Right on the midfield stripe. That's a gain of nearly 20 for the Red Devils. Dylan Daniels pushed him out, but that is an A-plus Trophy and Signs first down. You're, of course, local trophy and sign expert. We're going to scrimmage from right on the midfield stripe here in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter, which started off great. A gutsy fake punt call. We had it first down and goal from the 6, but couldn't get it in. Had it picked off on fourth down. Then they scored. They're up 35-0 in the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right, I backfield. Piper will give it up the gut to Kish. Kish is going to bulldoze his way for 6 nasty hard yards down to their 44-yard line. He was carrying a couple of tacklers with him like a cage fighter out there. Will Kishbaugh battling his way. Call it a gain of 5.5. It'll be second and a short 5 for the Red Devils at their 44.5-yard line. 3:39, 3:38 to go in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. We've got a receiver to the far left who's not even on my roster, number 36, and a man in the slot to the left, and the give is to Peterson, and Peterson bullies his way inside the 40 for the first down. Hiram picks up that A-plus Trophy and Signs first down, your local trophy and sign expert, and hopefully this is the drive where we can get on the board, and it looks like we've got Oh, thank you. Got good information here from some folks that Corbin Wagstaff is number 36. He had his jersey ripped, number 17. We've got an injured player down on the field, and that's a good time to take a break. 35-0. Evanston trails it. Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard here in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog and live online at k-9radio.com.
Shop with confidence. Big O Tires of Evanston has the buying power to bring you great prices on tires and the people power to make sure you drive away happy. No matter what you drive, big or small, the professionals at Big O Tires in Evanston will help you choose the tires that are right for you. From performance tires to durable economy tires to exact match OEM tires, we have the tires you're looking for.
Big O Tires, 607 West Cheyenne Drive in Evanston, 307-789-1130.
And welcome back, folks, to Homer Scott Field. Third quarter action brought to you by Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own. We've got it second down and 5 just inside their 40. The handoff is to Peterson. Peterson busts it to the outside, streaks past a couple of men, still on his feet and dragged down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. A gain of 20 and another big A-plus trophy and signs first down brought to you by our local trophy and sign expert. An expert move by our offensive line and by Hiram. Called a gain actually of 19. They're going to mark it right at the 20. First down and 10 for the Red Devils. Right on the edge of the red zone. We're down 35-0 on that Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. We need points in the worst way. 2 receivers right, 1 man to the left. I backfield. Under center is Piper. Piper will hand off to Hiram, and Hiram is crushed. Hiram is crushed for no gain right there at the line as the Bronx defense read that play beautifully, got some penetration, and slammed us to the ground. 2:34, 2:33 to go in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. 35-0. We trail it, unfortunately, on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Leland is the slot man on the right, Alec Johnson the receiver to the right. I believe that's Whitaker to the far left. I backfield. And we've got flags. I believe we moved. And this should cost us, unfortunately, 5 yards. Let's see. That's correct. A little motion on the Red Devils. And 2nd and 10 becomes 2nd down and 15. And that's a kind of sloppy play that when you're down 35-0 looking for your first points can really hurt you. As we've gone 1st 10, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 15. After the penalty. But the Red Devils still fighting hard, trying to get on the board here on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2:10 to go in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter after the motion there, the false start on the Red Devils. 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right is Whitaker. I backfield with Kishpaw and Peterson going to send in motion towards the right. Leland will stop on the left side. Piper rolls to his right, steps up in the pocket. Here comes pressure. He's going to run with the football to the left side. He's wide open. 15, 10, 5, and bullies his way all the way down to the 3-yard line. Will be first down and goal. Nice run there of 22 yards on the scamper. The quarterback scramble by Miles Piper. Actually call it 22 yards. We'll put it at the 2-yard line. That's an A-plus trophy and signs first down and goal. A-plus Trophy and Signs, your local trophy and sign expert. Now, this is our second first and goal of the Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. And hopefully, now that you can hear this one, my apologies on the earlier unintentional muting of the broadcast, we can get this one in. If I do a better job and we do a better job. 2nd down, or 2 men, I should say, to the right on this first down and goal from the 2.5. The give, and we're going to push hard off the left side and in for the touchdown. I believe that's Hiram. Yep, Hiram Peterson off left tackle gets the score. We are on the board. 97 seconds left in the Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. Peterson off left tackle gets the score. We are on the board. The bagel is removed. The shutout is gone. And Jess Richens, our fine freshman kicker, will come in to attempt the extra point. The hold is by the quarterback Piper. The kick is up. The kick is good. 35-7 now on the Winter Physical Therapy scoreboard. 97 seconds to go in the Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devil football on the Big Dog, 99.1 KNY and FM, and live online at k-9radio.com.
Wow, nice.
Yep. Aaron's carries the good stuff. It's amazing when you think about it. Aaron's is all about helping people own without needing credit. It's really easy. You're pre-approved, so you just pick out what you want. You choose a lease ownership plan that best fits your budget. We verify your information, and wait, that's all. We deliver it, and we get it at Aaron's. We know. People don't want to just lease it. They want to own it. And we make owning easy, so you can own the life you want.
You can own the life you want at Aaron's Furniture, and you can get on the board if you're the Evanston Red Devils as that touchdown run by Hiram Peterson, 2.5, 3 yards off left tackle, has us on the scoreboard. We still trail it by 28, 35-7, but that's a start, and you never want to be shut out, and we have yet to be shut out this season, and if we can score one more time at least, we can do better than the other two opponents of the Bronx this year who have scored one touchdown apiece. Jess Richens will kick off, brought to you by our good friend Jeff Piper of Farmers Insurance. It's a little squib kick. It's going to take a bounce on the 36 and immediately fielded by an up man who's just going to fall to the ground before we crash into him. And not exactly an onside kick, but a little squib kick that possibly could have taken a hop and given us the football back. I like the idea there by Coach Fackrell to try something different when you're down 28 with just over a quarter left to go in the game, but the Bronx do get the football back, and they will scrimmage with 96 seconds to go in the Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter from their own 36-yard line. Godwin, their fine quarterback, has a trio of receivers to the right, one man to the left, and a back offset to his left. He'll work again from the gun, as he almost always does. It is a quarterback keeper, and we're going to pull him down after a gain of 5 up to the 41. Hour number 52, Donald Johnson, 5'11", 248. Defensive lineman chased him down. I believe Brett Loam was in there as well. They're going to mark it at the 42, gain of 6, second down and 4. Again, trips, 3 men to the right, 1 man to the left, and looking for the little lob pass on the right side, incomplete there out in the flat, intended for number 14, Coy Steele. But that one not executed well at all by the Bronx. Credit our defense for a little confusion and pressure there on the homestanding 2-0 Sheridan Bronx, who lead at 35-7 here. A minute and a second to go in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. Big third down and 5 here for the Evanston D. Twins, 2 receivers right and left, a back offset to the left of Godwin, who works from the gun. Takes the snap, looks to the right, fires it right side, man is open, pass is caught for the first down into Evanston territory. Down the right side with a stiff arm, the receiver all the way to our 35-yard line. That's Michael Larson, who caught a touchdown earlier, 6'2", 180, a senior. That's another big gain there for the Bronx of 20-plus yards. So Sheridan with a big first down now, 35 yards from pay dirt, 52 seconds to go in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. And Godwin, again, will work from the gun with a back to his left and twin receivers left and right. They'll send a man in motion, and it is a jet sweep to Crow, number 5. Crow, a little jitterbugging, and this time we're going to string it out for no gain at the 35. A couple men in on the tackle. Our number 79, I believe, number 78, Connor Martin, and Colton Johnson, number 24, combining for the tackle. That'll bring up a second down and 10, which may be the final play of the quarter, as we are now, right now, under 20 seconds to go in this Aaron's Furniture Rent-to-Own third quarter. Second down and 10 after stringing out the jet sweep by Crow for no gain. Trips 3 receivers to the left, 1 man to the right, a back offset to the right of Godwin. Godwin barking out the play call. Sends a man in motion to the right. They fake the jet sweep. Instead, they're going to go deep down the left sideline for Crow. That ball is tipped incomplete as the horn sounds to end the third quarter. And at the end of your Aaron's Furniture Rent-Own third quarter, Sheridan leads Evanston 35-7 on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard on the Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNY at 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
Thank you. Yes, you. Thank you for helping to make Castle Rock Chevrolet Southwest Wyoming's #1 Chevy dealer. Thanks to you, Castle Rock Chevrolet has been able to remodel and expand their service department, now offering new tire and wheel sales, alignments, and services from simple oil and filters to complete rebuilds. Castle Rock Chevrolet, your hometown dealer. Good people who will treat you right.
We're Castle Rock.
Highly trained mechanics you can trust. CastleRockChevy.com.
And welcome back to Sheridan. Tonight's fourth quarter action brought to you by Morgan Valley Polaris, your Polaris destination. Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard reads 35-7. Bronx on top, and I don't know what's more impressive, the Bronx performance tonight or the PA system here in Sheridan. You can probably hear it in Casper or Billings. It is quite loud. Trips, 3 receivers to the right, 1 man to the left. Godwin from the gun, a back offset to his right. Godwin steps back and looks over at Coach Julian. Takes his time. A full 12 minutes to go here in this Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter. Godwin, as we show pressure, takes the snap, rolls to his right, has time, good blocking, fires right side between the hashes and the out-of-bounds line at about the 30-yard line, and the receiver will cut it back inbounds and take it down to our 24. That's Michael Larson, good for 11 yards, and another first down for the Sheridan Bronx. Very impressive performance here by Sheridan. Evanston, as always, has fought hard, but the Bronx proving they are, at least tonight, a superior Gridiron 11. Lead it by 28 with 11:49-48 to go in this Morgan Valley Polaris fourth and final quarter. 2 men in the backfield. The handoff is going to go to number 25, Kuhn, and Kuhn is tripped up at our 19-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Spencer Burley with the tackle. It'll now be second down. Call it a gain of 4, second down and 6. 2 men in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right. Godwin again from the gun, and he'll hand it off. And that's Kuhn cutting to the right side, streaking down the right sideline and into the end zone. 20-yard touchdown run for Evan Kuhn. 41-7 on the Unit Physical Therapy scoreboard. 56 seconds into this Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter. And if that ugly score is reminiscent of last week, there's good reason. That was the score at the half when Gillette came a-calling to K. Fackrell Stadium. Right now, though, 11:04 to go in the game. 41-7, the home team, the Bronx. If they can be successful with this extra point, Jess Edens will be septupling us up. 42-7. 6 times our score if this kick is good, and it's up, and it is good. 42-7, 56 seconds into your Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football and Big Dog KNY on 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
It's always the season for riding. At Morgan Valley Polaris, we're equipped to handle any season. We carry a full line of Polaris snow machines, ATVs, and Victory motorcycles, from accessory installation to winterization and everything in between. Our parts and service department have highly skilled technicians that provide quality and speedy service. We have all the riding gear that you want, so stop in today. We're more than a store, we're a destination. Morgan Valley Polaris, 1624 Harrison Drive in Evanston.
And welcome back, folks, to fourth quarter action at Homer Scott Field, brought to you by our good friends at Morgan Valley Polaris, your Polaris destination. This has not been much of a destination for Evanston tonight, trailing at 42-7 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. And we wish this was a Jeff Piper Agency, Farmers Insurance, and Evanston kickoff, but it's got to tell the truth. We're here to Tell it like it is. Jess Edens is kicking off for Sheridan after another touchdown for the Bronx. It's a high, short kick. Bounce on our 21. Take a Sheridan bounce. It's on the ground. And who covered? Who covered? That's a loose ball on the 15-yard line. We got it. We fell on it after the deflection. It was Hiram Peterson, the senior, still working super hard and falling on that football, much to his credit. And again, that's example. These Evanston kids, they're taking one on the shin and the head at the same time tonight, quite frankly, trailing at 42-7. And you see your senior top runner, along with Will Kishbaugh, there on special teams, diving for that loose ball. That's the kind of fight these kids have in them. To take nothing away from what Sheridan has done, they have dominated this game. You tip your cap to them as well. Receiver to the left, Whitaker. Leland, the slot man to the right. Johnson to the far right. Piper under center, I backfield. Piper the give to Hiram, and Hiram will power his way for 6 yards up to the 21-yard line. Peterson appears a little ginger on his feet, but he's such a tough-nosed kid. I think you'd have to physically remove him to get him out of a football game unless you just couldn't walk. It's now 2nd down and 4 for Evanston as we look for that A-plus trophy and signs first down. 2 receivers right, 1 man to the left. I backfield. Piper is under center. Piper the give inside to, is that Kish or is that Hiram? Yeah, it's Kish. Kish all the way up to the 34 for the first down and then some. And that's, again, brought to you by A-plus Trophy and Signs, your local trophy and sign expert. So a 1-2 punch of Hiram and Will Kishbaugh. Kish and Hiram get us that A-plus Trophy and Signs first down. Leland, the slot man to the right. Johnson, the receiver, to the right. Another receiver, I believe that's Whitaker to the left. I backfield. We're going to send in motion towards the left. Leland, the toss goes to Hiram. Hiram looks for some room, doesn't have much, and he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose half a yard. Bring up a 2nd down and 10 from our 33.5, I should say, yard line. 9:36, 9:35 to go in this 4th and final quarter, brought to you by the good folks at Morgan Valley Polaris, your Polaris destination. An absolutely beautiful night, a little cold, a little crisp, but that's even late summer technically on the calendar in Wyoming, but no snow, no rain, very few clouds. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. We're going to throw it out on the left side, complete to Whitaker. Whitaker has a first down and then some as he busted across midfield, streaking down the sideline to their 46-yard line. Piper to Whitaker is good for about 16, 17 yards. And that's brought to you by A-plus Trophy and Signs. Another first down, your local trophy and sign expert. Good to see Piper spreading the ball out there to the left of Whitaker. As Gavin, number 85, 6'1", 155. 2 receivers right, 1 man to the left. I backfield. First down and 10 on their 46-yard line. Piper's under center. Piper, the handoff goes to Hiram, and Hiram bullies his way forward off left tackle down to their 40-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Nice job of making it a very, very manageable 2nd down and 4 on the Sheridan 40. Again, no quit in this Evanston team. I know no one who's a Red Devil fan, whether you're a player, coach, parent, broadcaster, is excited about the score, but these kids are fighting hard. And really, it seems this year there's 3 or 4 teams, and the teams we've played the last couple of weeks are 2 of those 3 or 4 teams who may be, in all estimation, clearly ahead and shoulders above the rest. And Evanston, I think, is in that notch right behind them. We're going to have a chance to win some football games this year. The give off left tackle is good for another A-plus Trophy and Signs first down, Will Kishbaugh. And so your local trophy and sign expert, A-plus Trophy and Signs, delivering you another 1-2 punch there on that first down pickup. The initial carry to Hiram, and then Will gets the first down. It's a good combination, and we've got a first down and 10 on their 33-yard line. Another nice drive. We've had a number of decent to nice drives. We've only finished on one of them. I backfield, 2 receivers right, 1 man to the left. Piper is under center. Piper is going to hand it to Hiram. Hiram looks to bust it off right tackle, but a nice job of tackling there. I believe that was number 43, Wyatt Yeah, Wyatt Avery, number 43, and Dalton Legursky combined on the stop, a gain of 1. Second down and 9 now for the Red Devils on their 32-yard line. 7:46, 7:45 to go in this Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter. Getting a little chilly as our fine videographer Emily Kelly wishes she had some gloves right now. So do the Chicago Cubs, though. And the handoff goes to Hiram right up the gut. Hiram explodes into the secondary and inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Hiram fires right up the gut for a big A-plus trophy and signs first down. Your local trophy and sign expert. And the Red Devils threatening here inside the red zone. That's where Red Devils like to be. It's a tough place to get to when you're battling the Bronx, though. Up 42-7 is the home team. And the give is to Hiram. Hiram again working off right tackle, spins forward for about 5 yards down to the 10-yard line. And that'll set up a second down and 5 here as Peterson and Kishbaugh, along with one completion from Piper to Whitaker, I believe, earlier in this drive, have been the horses on this drive midway now through this fourth quarter. 6:56, 6:55, 6:54 to go in the Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter. 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right. I backfield. Piper, second down and 5 from their 10, sends Leland in motion to the right. Piper barks out the play call, still under center, takes the snap, hands it off the gut to Kish. Kish bounces to the outside, still on his feet, churning and moving forward very close to maybe just shy, I believe just shy of an A-plus trophy and signs first down. Going to bring up third and about half a yard if mine eyes don't deceive me. And it is third and about 2 feet for Evanston. 6:12, 6:11, 6:10 to go in the contest. 42-7, you win a physical therapy scoreboard. Sheridan running away with this one, but we're fighting hard to the end. I backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 man to the right. And the give is to Hiram, and Hiram dives ahead to the 1-yard line and for a first down and goal, brought to you by A-plus Trophy and Signs, your local trophy and sign expert, Coy Steele, proving the man of steel there, a little Superman effort to prevent Hiram from pushing it across the goal line. They're going to mark it just inside the 2 at about the 1.5. First and goal from about the 1.5 yard line. I backfield, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Piper under center. The give is to Hiram, and Hiram gets very close, but he is so far not in. I believe they're going to mark him just right down on the touchdown. They're going to go ahead and give it to him. Touchdown, Hiram Peterson. That took a while to unfold the bodies, untangle the human beings, if you will, but it is a touchdown for Hiram Peterson. And it's now 42-13 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Red Devils, now the first team this year to score twice on this tough Sheridan team. Jess Richens in for the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good. The kick is not pretty, but it's good. 42-14, the Red Devils trail about 28. Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, 5:35 to go in the Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter on the Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on the Big Dog, KNY 99.1 FM, and online at k-9radio.com.
Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for quality, affordable higher education in southwestern Wyoming and the Rocky Mountain West. Western offers more than 60 associate's degrees and 26 certificate programs in business, health science, humanities, math, engineering and science, visual and performing arts, and technology and industry. Wherever you are and whatever your goal, Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for education that makes a difference. Because we are where you are.
Tell you where we are right now is fresh off a Hiram Peterson touchdown. Our fine statistician Benjamin Osmond tells me he's got 21 carries for 156 yards. Good stuff for Hiram, who is a hoss, along with Will Kishbaugh in that backfield. A couple of senior leaders, along with the third senior leader out there in the backfield. It's, of course, quarterback Miles Piper. Well, the Red Devils fighting hard. This one is not in doubt, unfortunately, though, as to the finale. It's a 28-point game with 5:35 to go in the contest here in this Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter. 42-14 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Bronx still firmly in control. Jess Richens will kick it off. It's a very short, high kick. It's going to hit on their 31. It's on the ground. That ball is still on the ground. I believe they do cover at their 28-yard line. Our coach is eagerly yelling to jump on that football, but we couldn't get it. And the Bronx will take over and scrimmage on their 29, actually, as we'll mark it 71 yards away from pay dirt. That kickoff brought to you by our good friend Jeff Piper of Farmers Insurance, the Jeff Piper Agency, Farmers Insurance in Evanston. I tell you what, if you've ever been on the roads in Wyoming in the winter, and of course you probably have because you live in Wyoming, you know that an accident, unfortunately, is just seconds away. So insurance is something you want to make sure you're up to date on. Rolling and firing deep down the left side and in and out of the hands. Jess Edens drops it. Nice pass there by Godwin, and Edens will be thinking about that one all week long. It just dropped right in his breadbasket, and he just flat dropped the football. He'll tell you he should have that not 99, but 999 times out of 1,000. Fortunately for the Red Devils, that was that one time where he just didn't look it in and catch the football. That would have been a big gainer. Godwin to Edens. Instead, it's just an incomplete pass. Stops the clock. 5:24 to go in this Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter. Godwin with two receivers, the Twins to the right, one man to the left. An offset with one man to the right, one man behind him. And it's Riley Sessions will get the handoff, and he'll power up across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down and 3. An opportunity here for the Red Devils to make a defensive stop and perhaps mount one more drive. We're going to substitute our secondary as Alec Johnson comes out of the game, and our number 12, Jesse Gross, is in there. I met his parents, some fine folks, a couple of weeks ago at Cheyenne South. He's a hard-nosed kid, I'm sure, as his dad is too. A handoff goes up the gut and powering ahead for a first down, the ball carrier. And I believe that is Kuhn. Yeah, it is. Number 25, the running back, Evan Kuhn, picking up the first down, moving it up to the Bronx 42-yard line. And fours are wild in that scoreboard, 42-14 with 4:44 to go in the fourth quarter. Say that 10 times along with Joe Shashitz, the fine defensive back and wide receiver for this Bronx team. They're tripling us up 42-14 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Two receivers to the right, or left, one man to the right. And going to fake the handoff and roll the quarterback Godwin to the right, and the pass is dropped out in the right flat near the sideline by number 15, Riley Sessions. So a couple of drops on this drive for Sheridan have helped out the Evanston Red Devils. And again, the clock stops, 4:27 to go in this Morgan Valley Polaris fourth quarter. 42-14. Again, tonight we want to thank our fine producer, Alana Perry, back in the 82930. Appreciate her help as I had dropped the ball earlier on an inadvertent mute. And want to thank Emily Kelly, our videographer, and Benjamin Osman, our statistician, as we're 400 miles away from Evanston. Rolling to his left is Godwin, has time, fires complete for a first down, then steps back and then gets the first down again, the receiver, as he's into Evanston territory down to our 44-yard line. Jess Edens, a little redemption for Jess after he had a big drop earlier in this drive. He caught it, then did that move you see so much at the high college and pro level of spinning back, giving up just for a second the first down, and then powering ahead for about 5 more yards. First down and 10 for the homestanding Bronx of Sheridan at our 44-yard line with 4:06 to go in the game in this fourth quarter of play, brought to you by the good people at Morgan Valley Polaris, your Polaris destination. Two receivers right and left, back offset to the right of Godwin. Godwin, two-step drop, fires it right side between the hash and the sideline, and 3 Evanston Red Devils will stand up the receiver, number 11, Michael Larson, at our 36-yard line. Call that a gain of 8. And they'll give that second down and 2. A generous spot there, but it's academic at this point, as the Bronx firmly in control, tripling us up 42-14 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. And a beautiful night in Sheridan. Wonderful community in our vast, sparsely populated cowboy state. Heck of a drive to get here. It's been a lot of fun, even though the Bronx are taking it to us. And the misdirection play on the draw. Good for the first down. I believe that's Kuhn. Evan Kuhn going to bully his way inside the 32 to the 31-yard line. First down and 10 for the Bronx with 182 seconds. 3 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the game in this fourth and final quarter, brought to you by Morgan Valley Polaris, your Polaris destination. Our destination tomorrow will be the volleyball broadcast at Kelly Walsh. We'll go on air live at 11:40 and have our first serve at high noon. I'm going to skedaddle back to Casper tonight, grab a little shut-eye, and head on over there to Kelly Walsh, one of the two 4A high schools in Natrona County. The other one is, how about this, Natrona County High School. But here in the football game, still got some time to go, 2.5 minutes to go. They send a man in motion to the Bronx to the left, trips to the left, fake the draw, fired out in the flat to the left, picked up off the ground on the low pass, and that completion is good down to our 24-yard line. That's Zach Campbell, number 22, the 5'11", 145-pound junior. And Zach Guild in on the tackle for the Evanston Red Devils. So a pair of Zachs in on the action. Our Zach is spelled with a K, and their Zach is spelled with an H, if that is of importance to you. A minute 52, minute 51, a minute 50 to go in the game. Second down and 3 for Sheridan on our 24-yard line. Send a man in motion to the right and run the jet sweep, and picking up some nice yards and jitterbugging back to his left, and now losing some yards. Number 14, Coy Steele, but he still has the first down. It's going to be marked to the 19. He got about as far as the 16 or 17, changed directions, and then paid a very small price as he still picked up the first down, just lost a few yards off his tally in the stat sheet. 92 seconds to go in the game, 42-14, Sheridan tripling us up here on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston has fought hard, as we always do, but outmanned tonight, outplayed by this very fine Sheridan Bronx team. Their coach, by the way, from over in our neck of the woods, is a Kimmerer graduate, Don Julian. He was born, as you might have heard on the pregame interview, in Laramie when his parents were at UW. They're going to drop into victory formation, some class and sportsmanship shown here by the fine head coach, Don Julian, as we will lose this one 42-14 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. We fought hard, but tip your cap, tip your helmet to these guys here in Sheridan, who tonight are the better football team, and most likely this season are the better football team, as they get us 42-14. We'll have a couple, at least one more, I should say, victory formation, and then this one will officially be in the books. Certainly do appreciate all the folks that listen to us on terrestrial radio on the Big Dog and watched us online at k-9radio.com. And looks like one more snap will do it, and this one will be adios sayonara. We'll drop to 1-2, 42-14 the final. They'll improve to 3-0, and there is your final snap of the game. 42-14 in 15 seconds officially will be the final on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Sheridan controls it essentially the entire game. We had a chance on that opening play of the game for a big turnover, brought to you by Dr. Sean Grohl of Comprehensive Family Dental, who's provided family dentistry since 1998, but they fell on it, and from that point on, quite frankly, they dominated the game. We fought hard, but Sheridan the better team tonight, and we'd like to have a chance to prove maybe we could knock them off in the playoffs. We can get there, which I think we will, but these guys will be one of the top seeds for sure in the postseason. 42-14 is your final here from Sheridan on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Bronx tripling up the Red Devils on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNYN 99.1, the Big Dog, and live online at k-9radio.com.
Eating, sleeping, breathing, moving. We all do it. It's called living. But as we age, those seemingly mundane daily basics take their toll on our bodies via oxidative stress. Fight back. Supplement with all-natural Pro Tandem, a revolutionary clinically tested plant-based formula proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in just 30 days. You take care of your car, your home, your money, but what about you? Supplement with Pro Tandem. Click on the telegram to health that you'll find at any of the sites at mylocalradio.com.
School teams eat breakfast free and have special room rates. Whenever you're in Evanston for team events, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Our 7-layer beds will help your team rest easy, and our rates will help your athletic director rest easy. Teams eat breakfast free in our full-service restaurant. You'll sleep well, you'll save money, and you'll eat like a king when your team stays in Evanston at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Call today for your reservations, 307-789-3770.
First impressions matter. When you want to stand out, uniquely brand your business, organization, or team with help from Old West Design inside My Favorite Things at 164 Front Street. Create a professional image with uniforms, golf shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, decals, keychains, koozies, coffee mugs, and more. Manager Natalie Willie Lively and Old West Design help winners dress for success. Inside My Favorite Things, Old West Design, 164 Front Street, Evanston.
Are you dreaming of attending college? Do you really want a career? What are you waiting for? Call the UNABOCE's #1 Education Center. We have a variety of resources to help you. We can help you finance your education. We offer classes from Western Wyoming Community College, University of Wyoming, and Utah State University. We can also proctor all of your tests. You can earn a quality education right here in Evanston. Call UNABOCE's #1 Education Center at 307-789-5742 and ask for me, Carol Borland. I'll help you with all of your educational needs.
Here's a question for you. How do you feel about your smile? Are there things about it you wish you could change? Maybe you can. At Bear River Dental, we want to see your smile, and our unique services can help you get the smile you've always wanted. So be happy. Your perfect smile is just around the corner. Come see us today for your free smile consultation, only at Bear River Dental.
And welcome back, folks, to the post-game show brought to you by Floors and More, carpets, cabinets, countertops, and, well, more. We'll return in a moment on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNYN 99.1 FM and live online at k-9radio.com.
As summer winds down and comes to an end, you will be spending more time indoors. Floors and More of Evanston, formerly known as Ogden's Flooring and Design, has the flooring options to make the floors in your home more comfortable this winter and years to come. When it's time to replace the floors in your home, Floors and More is your go-to store. With in-stock carpet specials and their Floors and More carpet installation warranty, Floors and More is your flooring destination. Floors and More, still the same ownership, just different name. 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Coming up next, it's our game highlights brought to you by Vision Source and Dr. David Russell. The future's coming. Make sure you see it.
Touchdown! I'm just calling it like I see it. Thanks to Vision Source in Evanston and Dr. Russell, I can see it clearly. Referees aren't the only ones who need good vision. Don't take your eyes for granted. Schedule an appointment today with Dr. Russell at Vision Source in Evanston. Dr. Russell has been helping others see clearly in Evanston for over 11 years. Schedule your appointment today. Vision Source, 916 Main Street, Evanston.
And welcome back, folks. It's our post-game show. Let's go ahead and review tonight's game highlights. Honestly, if you're a Red Devils fan, not a tremendous number of highlights, as we took this one on the chin, 42-14 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. Trailed it at the half, 28-0, and then fell behind even further, 35-0, on another touchdown pass by their fine quarterback for Sheridan, Blake Godwin. We did get on the board with 1:37 to go in the third quarter, with I believe Hiram Peterson on a touchdown. Hiram again got in the end zone on a handoff from Miles Piper with 5:35 to go in the game, but that just cut it from 42-7 to 42-14. Overall, if you want to take a look at the highlights here, brought to you by our good friend Dr. David Russell and Vision Source, is just the fact that we fought hard. We didn't play terribly poorly. We didn't play incredibly well. I thought Sheridan was the better team, and they certainly executed much better than we did, and that's reflected in the score, 42-14. And if we get a chance to chat with Coach Fackrell, I'm sure he'll be disappointed, not so much in the fact that we lost as a very good team, but perhaps that we weren't a bit more competitive tonight, although this is a very, very fine football team. Again, I think there's a couple of tiers in high school football 4A level this year in Wyoming, and I think there's also a few teams that we're going to handle quite well, and I could see us making some noise in the playoffs if we can continue to improve. We're a better team than last year, but there's still 3 or 4 teams, I think, that on paper and so far in the field, a couple of them are much better than we are, at least at this point in the season. Those are your game highlights, brought to you by Vision Source and Dr. David Russell. The future's coming. Make sure you see it. Coming up next, the Aspen Grove Nursery Red Devils Sports Update, where we'll visit with a gentleman from Evanston High School who you folks are familiar with. Maybe if you don't know him personally, but he's the band director, Rich Garcia, who will talk about his fine program on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devil football on the Big Dog 99.1 FM, KNYN, and live online at k-9radio.com.
Summer's at an end, but that doesn't mean you can't start planning for next year's garden. Have Aspen Grove Nursery help you. We can answer any of your winterizing questions concerning your yard and your plants. And when the snow flies this winter, Aspen Grove Nursery can help you with your snow removal. Aspen Grove Nursery. We know what grows. Call Aspen Grove Nursery today, 307-789-2775. That's 307-789-2775.
Welcome back to the Aspen Grove Nursery Red Devil Sports Update. Tonight we'll visit with EHS Band Director Rich Garcia.
Welcome to the school year's inaugural Playing the Note with Rich Garcia, the fine jazz band and band director of Evanston High School. Rich, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Let's start with the Rich Garcia file. I know you're from the largest city in Colorado. Talk about your upbringing and high school years.
I was born and raised in Denver, actually in a place called North Glen, which is a suburb of Denver. Went to high school there under a great band director. His name was Dennis Sullivan at Thornton High School. Great experience.
You then went on to UW and afterwards taught in Rollins. Talk about those years.
Those were the early 80s. Most people know them as the boom and bust of the energy here in Wyoming. And I taught in Rollins during the boom, and then during the bust I had to go to Montana and teach in Lewistown.
I understand that is dead center of Big Sky Country.
Yeah, they have a little X there in the Yogo Inn, and it's kind of funny. You go in there and stand on the X and claim you're in the center of Montana.
Like just about every band teacher, you also play. Talk about your favorite instruments with which to perform.
Trumpet and piano. I enjoy playing those both for the kids and professionally. It's a lot of fun. I have a good time with that.
One of your influences professionally that we'll all recognize, the former leader of Johnny Carson's Tonight Show band. Talk about that gentleman's influence on your career.
I really enjoyed Doc Severinsen. I'd stay up late at night even though my parents wanted me to go to bed just to get a glimpse of Doc Severinsen and the Tonight Orchestra. It was a lot of fun listening to them.
You inherited a pretty good program here that you've made even better. One of the things I'm impressed with is that all your kids read music. Talk about the language of music.
All of us music directors here, we work very hard on teaching that language of music. Hard to get a professional job anymore without learning how to read. The music is simply put in front of you and you're expected to read it on the spot. As you know, time is expensive. People's time is very expensive, so you try to get everything all lined up, pass out the music, and away you go. So learning to read music, the second language, is the challenge, and the kids do very well at it.
One of your main responsibilities has been to continue to develop and improve the marching band and really, as you've said, put on a show. Talk about that entertainment aspect at halftime on Friday nights.
The kids have a really good time doing it. The excitement and the thrill of waiting for the halftime show to happen. The challenge of actually playing and marching and making designs on the field is also a lot of fun. They are just one piece of a large puzzle, and they don't get to see the full picture from their perspective, so that is a very big challenge.
Let's talk about your jazz program.
Absolutely fantastic. We work very hard. We consistently receive superior ratings at all the festivals. We play very, very challenging music. The Jazz One, which is our top jazz band, they play professional type music. Probably our best or our biggest or our favorite is Gordon Goodwin's Big Fat Band. Anyone out there gets a chance to listen to that, you have to turn that on because it's a lot of fun to listen to.
Just like the athletics teams, you guys compete in events where your kids are scored on how well they perform. Talk about the challenge of when one group graduates, another comes in, maintaining those top scores.
We have to teach, we have to learn, and then we have to perform the musical elements in a perfect manner to get our top scores.
And just like Coach Pat Fackrell, who wants to get as many kids out for the team, you want to get as many kids out performing. And I know you share some of those kids. Need to have kids that put on the helmet and also pick up an instrument.
That is highly encouraged both by Pat and myself.
Talk about a couple of goals you have, 5 and 10-year goals here for the program.
Well, maintaining what we've got is a huge goal for us. With all the things that kids are involved in, it becomes increasingly difficult to do that. And obviously teaching kids about music. That's a huge goal for me.
And finally, give us a little tease of what we should expect homecoming.
We are going to be playing some classics. Dude Looks Like a Lady, Carry On Wayward Son, Great Balls of Fire, and then we'll be marching out, making designs on those.
Aerosmith coming to K. Fackrell Stadium. That's Playing the Note with Rich Garcia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's your Red Devil Sports Update. On the Floors and More post-game show. Next, we're going to chat with Red Devil head football coach Pat Fackrell on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devil football on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM and live online at K-9radio.com.
The vehicle parts you need when you need them at the newly expanded parts department at Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. Genuine GM and aftermarket parts. Parts for all vehicles, from ranch hand grill guards to running boards, from alternators to transmissions. If Castle Rock doesn't have it now, it'll be here by tomorrow. And Castle Rock offers free delivery within 50 miles.
We're Castle Rock.
If you want, we can install most accessories within 24 hours. CastleRockChevy.com.
Welcome back. Post-game interview with Evanston Red Devils head football coach Pat Fackrell, brought to you by Floors and More, carpets, cabinets, countertops, and more. Coach Fackrell hopefully can join us right after this.
Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for quality, affordable higher education in southwestern Wyoming and the Rocky Mountain West. Western offers more than 60 associate's degrees and 26 certificate programs in business, health science, humanities, math, engineering and science, visual and performing arts, and technology and industry. Wherever you are and whatever your goal, Western Wyoming Community College is your choice for education that makes a difference. Because we are where you are.
Welcome back to the Floors and More post-game show. It's tonight on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard, the final 42-14. The Sheridan gets the best of us. They triple up the Red Devils here in Sheridan County, Sheridan, Wyoming at Homer Scott Field. It's, 30, 35 miles away from the Battle of Little Bighorn. General Custer's last stand, and even though we got beat by 28 points, I think we fared better than George Armstrong Custer, who did not live to see his 37th or 38th birthday some 100 and some odd years ago. Met his demise on a battlefield not too far from here. Tonight's battlefield, though, goes to the Sheridan Broncs, 42-14. I don't believe Coach Fackrell is going to be able to make it up. I know it's a heck of a long walk. It's the other side of the field, and with a trip this long, they may have already had to skedaddle. And you can't really put words in Coach's mouth. I'll put mine out there. I think we played okay. We didn't play terribly. We didn't play as well as I've seen us play, and I know as well as we can play. That said, Sheridan is another fine football team. Again, folks, if you look at it here on our schedule, the first game against Cheyenne South, that is a weaker program, and then Campbell County at Gillette last week, an outstanding program, as is Sheridan. We beat Cheyenne South, and these two premier programs hammered us. Homecoming is next week with Laramie. That's a team we certainly can compete with and play some ball against. This may be Coach Fackrell hustling across the sideline here. Sir, if you could see if that's our coach, if you could make sure the door's open down there. Is it Coach Julian? Coach, AP Harold, appreciate it. Your work and fine effort. That's the fine coach of the Sheridan Broncs. Kimmer graduate, and good stuff for his program. We tip our cap to him. Here comes Coach Fackrell up the sideline here, and a tip of cap to him. As I tell you what, folks, anybody who's ever been a chief executive, a coach of a team, and you take a hard loss on the road, the easy thing to do is to get on the bus and not come up and talk. But that's not the way that Coach Fackrell goes about it. He'll be up here in a second. Make sure I've got the I'm going to spin the camera around here. I let our hired help go as they were pretty cold. And I'll jump in here and see if I can adjust this camera, doing two things at once. As Coach Fackrell, I believe I saw him coming this way, and will join us here momentarily, as I will go ahead and pot his microphone up as well. And here's Coach showing some good fitness as he comes up here. And Coach, if you come over here, I was just saying. And
I'm not on.
Okay, I think you're good there.
Am I on?
You're on, Coach. You're on.
Okay.
Coach, I was telling our listeners and viewers, I didn't think we played that well. Didn't think we played that poorly. We can certainly play a lot better. Another fine football team, though. And your thoughts on tonight?
Well, we need to achieve the difference between that team and us. Is their guys made plays when they needed to, and we're not making those same plays. I thought offensively we moved the ball well, especially early. We're just not tackling very well, and so it's something we're going to have to go back to practice and put a lot of time in on, and make our linebackers work together. They're just not really working real well together right now, and that's partly on us as coaches. We need to hold them to a higher standard right now.
And, Coach, for the second consecutive week, a big play on the first play from scrimmage. Last week we took it to the house for 75 yards. This week they fumble it. We go after it hard. They unfortunately for us, get it back, get a big gainer out of that play, and then get a touchdown. But those are the kind of things when you're playing a tough opponent like Sheridan, those balls, those 50-50s, as they say in soccer, you've got to fall on them.
That's was the difference, I think, for us tonight and them tonight is, again, you got to make your breaks, and we need to do a better job of making our breaks right now. And when the ball's on the ground, we got to go after it more aggressively. It was a good bounce back to them, but on the bottom, we should have had it. We made a lot of mistakes defensively. Had some balls that we dropped at times, missed a hole here or there. We didn't play horrible, I thought, offensively. Like I said, we played pretty solid.
I get the sense it's disappointed, not discouraged.
It is, because we felt like we could play. This would have been a better football game. We felt like we matched up well with them. They had some kids that were fast, but we felt like we could contain them, and at times we did. But then they'd reverse field, and we'd over pursue, and he'd take it back across the field and score or make a big play. So.
And tip your cap, too. I know you've got a lot of respect for Coach Julian, who's a guy out of our part of the state, a Kimmer graduate. And the offense they run, it's not a true hurry-up. It's a no-huddle. Sometimes they'll hurry up, and oftentimes they'll about to snap it. They'll fake the snap. The quarterback will come back, look over to Coach Julian. They'll slow it down. So nice tempo on their side.
And we knew that, and they do. They kind of look at what you're doing defensively, and we try to give them a lot of different looks. The frustrating part is we called a lot of things right into the play. And when you call into the play, that's when you need to make those plays. And we missed a lot of tackles behind the line of scrimmage. And so just things we have to go back and fundamentally clean up and work on.
Finally, Coach, they made one heck of a nice play on a beautifully thrown ball from this side of the field down here, Piper to Johnson. It was right on target, and their defensive back just went up, it looked like, and got a hand on it. I don't know what else you can do but tip your cap. You made an outstanding play.
Well, again, like I said, we have to be a team that makes those plays also.
Understood.
And they're the teams that, they went out today and tried to and made the plays that they needed to make, and we weren't. And so, we need to learn from this again and grow in the fact that we need to be a team that makes those plays. We need to, our receivers and our running backs demanding the ball. They, Miles, I thought, threw the ball nicely tonight. And so we just need to do more. When we get tackled by one guy and we can't tackle their guy,
that's going to be a 42-14, right?
That's just the difference in the football game,
right.
And I think that was very glaring tonight.
A straightforward, honest assessment, as always, from Coach Fackrell. Football coaches, folks, are not going to put a lot of spin on stuff. That's just the reality of tonight. Kids, though, fought hard, as Evanston kids always do. We'll go after them again next week. Coach, you guys drive safe on the way back. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for coming up.
You got it. That's our fine head coach of our football team, Pat Fackrell. You win a physical therapy scoreboard final from Sheridan, 42-14. And do appreciate Coach stopping by. We're going to go ahead and take one more break. When we come back, I'll give you the preview. It's our Red Devil Roundup, the look ahead at the week to come in Evanston Red Devil Athletics here on your post-game show, brought to you by our good friends at Floors and More.
The in-laws and your family are coming to your house this holiday season. Are your kitchen cabinets in need of an update before the family arrives? Floors and More, formerly known as Ogden's Flooring and Design of Evanston, is your countertop, cabinet, and flooring experts. Floors and More can give you a beautiful kitchen just in time for you and your holiday guests. Your family and friends will love it. Visit Floors and More showroom today. Still the same ownership, just different name. Floors and More, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
First impressions matter. When you want to stand out, uniquely brand your business, organization, or team with help from Old West Design inside My Favorite Things at 164 Front Street. Create a professional image with uniforms, golf shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, decals, keychains, koozies, coffee mugs, and more. Manager Natalie Willie Lively and Old West Design help winners dress for success. Inside My Favorite Things, Old West Design, 164 Front Street, Evanston.
Welcome back, folks, to the Floors and More post-game show. This is your Red Devil Roundup, a look ahead of the week to come in Evanston Athletics. Monday, junior high volleyball. The ladies will be Evanston Middle School against Lyman. First serve at 4:30. Varsity volleyball on Tuesday, the 16th. The Lady Red Devils at Star Valley. The Lady Braves will be looking to pay us back for a hard-fought best-of-5 loss they suffered to your Lady Red Devils. We'll have that one. Comprehensive Family Dental, Dr. Sean Grohl, first serve at 6. Pregame at 5:40 on the Big Dog live video, of course, here on K-9radio.com. The JV has first serve at Star Valley Tuesday the 16th at 5. JV Golf, Evanston's at the Pinedale JV Invite on Tuesday the 16th, tee time at 11. Freshman Volleyball, Evanston at Star Valley, first serve at 4. Thursday the 18th, Varsity Golf, the Red Devils host the Evanston Invite. They'll tee it off at high noon. Girls Varsity Swimming, the Lady Red Devils at the Riverton meet, first race at 4 o'clock on the 18th. Junior high volleyball, Davis Middle will go against Lyman at 5 o'clock. Next Friday, we've got varsity golf. The Red Devils host the Evanston Invite, tee time at 8:30 a.m. for day 2 of that fine event. Varsity cross country, the Evanston Invite at 2:30. A lot of things going on in Evanston. And, of course, homecoming next Friday. The Laramie Plainsmen come a-calling at Evanston. Main Street Deli pregame show on air at 6:25. The Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance kickoff at 7 on the Big Dog. And, of course, live video online at K-9radio.com. Next Saturday, the 20th, varsity volleyball, the Lady Red Devils at the Star Valley Tournament. We're just going to stream that one online. It won't be on the Big Dog, and the reason for that is it's such an unpredictable event that there's really no telling when games will start, and we don't want to compromise our folks that also listen for our fine music on the Big Dog, and so that one will be the Star Valley Tournament, just streamed online at K-9radio.com. Times to be announced. The JV will also participate as well. Junior high volleyball, Saturday the 20th, Davis Middle School at Manila at 10 a.m. Freshman volleyball, Evanston Freshman Invite at 9 a.m. JV football, the Laramie JV team, the Plainsmen, taking on Evanston's JV at 9 a.m. next Saturday. Freshman football, Evanston at Cheyenne East. Talk about a long bus ride with some 9th grade boys. Kickoff at noon. Freshman football on the 20th. Girls varsity swimming, Evanston Lady Red Devils at Green River. The first race at 10 a.m. And also want to remind you that tomorrow, 11:40 a.m., we'll have pregame and the Comprehensive Family Dental Dr. Sean Grohl first serve at high noon. A couple hours south of here, I'll be down in Casper, where the Lady Red Devils, Coach Lawler's ladies, will take on a very talented, I believe top-ranked Kelly Walsh Lady Trojans team. That does conclude the post-game show, brought to you by Floors and More, Carpet, Cabinets, Countertops, More. The proceeding has indeed been a wholly owned production of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holders. Once again, our final tonight from Sheridan on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard, 42-14. The Bronx get the best of the Red Devils. Join us again next week from K-Fackrell Stadium when the Red Devils host the Laramie Plainsmen, another Class 4A Gridiron Showdown. It's homecoming pregame at 6:25, kickoff at 7 next Friday night. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank our sales team, Julie Burley, Alex Faini, and a newcomer, the lovely Taylor Kaith, Office Manager Kayleen Anderson, IT Director Brandon Misleviich, K80Q Sports Director Ryan Steinecker, General Manager Warren Cook, Old West Design Manager Willie Lively, plus a fond farewell to my good friend Kim, the DJ, and I want to thank as well Gabby Bowie and Michigan fan, the one and only Adam Jackson, for producer Alana Perry, videographer Emily Kelly, statistician Benjamin Osman. I'm play-by-play man A.P. Harold, reminding all Evanston fans that even though we took one to the chin tonight, pitchforks will rise. Go Red Devils. And let me go ahead and line up our final spot here. Forgot to do that. So a little, how about a Go Red Devils again? And we'll see you next time, folks. Take care.
You've been listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNYN FM 99.1, The Big Dog, with live streaming video online at k-9radio.com. Evanston Red Devils football brought to you by Castle Rock Chevrolet, Old West Design, PC Innovations, Big O Tires of Evanston, Western Wyoming Community College, Old West Media, Best Western Dunmar Inn, the Legal Tender Restaurant, UNFOC's #1 education center, and by T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Thank you for tuning in to this Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Red Devils football on KNYN FM 99.1, The Big Dog, with live streaming video online at k-9radio.com.